Let's get nasty on a Tuesday. It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. It's an MLB trade deadline Tuesday. We'll spend a lot of time talking about who the Cardinals are linked to, who they eventually get, leading up to that 5 o'clock deadline. So we'll be on the air when the Major League Baseball deadline arrives at 5 o'clock.
How exciting.
It could be an exciting day. I won't even say it should be, but it could be. The Cardinals. What's up?
For the Cardinals?
Yeah. I mean, maybe.
Okay.
It depends on
what your level is.
Consider exciting. Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Yeah.
They have been linked to multiple relievers. One is the Nationals' Dylan Floro, who he's the one that gave up the home run to Goldschmidt the other day. It was his first home run allowed this season. He's got an excellent ERA. Somebody that's had a very good season, but not somebody that has ever really had strikeout appeal, and he'd be a rental because he's a free agent at the end of the year. The other team that is in the mix is the Angels. The Angels, reportedly, according to John Denton of MLB.com, who covers the Cardinals, the Angels apparently are interested in Dylan Carlson. One of the names that John Denton says to keep an eye on is Luis Garcia.
Yeah, Anthony, better known as
the Barber.
The Barber.
37 years old. He's had a good year for the Angels thus far. He's had some ninth inning work this season for the Halos.
All right, I'm excited.
That's the latest in regards to the Cardinals. Still in the market for a reliever, and it really does seem like Dylan Carlson is the name they keep bringing up.
We were talking about this in the office, and the fact that Dylan Carlson is now the name and the prospects or the players that could be coming back for him. Yeah, two years ago, it would have been a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it feels to me, and we were talking about this thought process. It doesn't take a long time to realize when a player is good, great, or, kind of future Hall of Famer, or just average. It shouldn't take as long as I feel like it takes the Cardinals sometimes to realize and recognize. And sometimes it's a I don't want to give up on a person too soon, but to get the return that you may be getting now, to see kind of how Dylan Carlson has fallen off, whether it was due to injuries, whether it's lack of playing time, he just feels like just whatever could go wrong has gone wrong here, and maybe a fresh start does help him get things corrected in his career. But it's got to be, for me, it's frustrating to know that you held on to a player that you're going to get just something back in return. No offense to the people that you're getting in return.
This would be like a Lane Thomas dump, in my opinion. They traded Lane Thomas to the Nationals for John Lester.
So he's going to go and be really
They didn't have a spot for him. They kind of tried it out. The major difference, though, is that Dylan Carlson at one point was a top prospect in your organization.
Yeah. In baseball.
One of the top prospects in baseball at one point.
Correct.
So there's a key difference when it comes to like Lane. But this, in terms of the return, you're going to get a rental? A middle reliever rental?
Didn't I tell you that's what they were going to get?
Smokes.
When I said a middle reliever 2 weeks ago, you laughed. No way.
Yeah, because why would you get a middle reliever?
Because Anthony, how long have you lived here?
You need somebody
how
to pitch
long
in the
have you
seventh.
lived? I know you lived in
but Garcia
in Florida,
is a lot like Jojo Romero.
In California, you've lived in Detroit, Michigan. You were born, maybe allegedly, in Illinois. We don't know. We had to check the birth certificate.
Roots.
New York roots. You've been all over the country.
You get around, Anthony.
You've been around.
Yeah.
And you've been here long enough to know better. Shame on you. I told you what was going to come back and they need more than. They do need more than that. But you know what, Anthony? You get what you get and you don't have a fit. You watch your mouth.
What the hell?
You don't complain.
They got Erick Fedde.
They did.
And Tommy Pham.
Yeah, and they're going to get a middle reliever. You're going to be happy
They
about
better
it.
get somebody that could pitch in the seventh, at least.
Well, he can pitch in the seventh.
The Barber can.
All right. Well, there you go.
He's fine. So
I told you, Carey.
So this is exactly what makes great teams great, and teams that could be great or great players just average, is recognizing, one, the talent when you draft it, recognizing the talent while you're developing it, and then trying to recognize what needs to be developed the most off of a young star-ish player. Because you got a guy like Dylan Carlson who was, highly touted to say the least. Can't miss prospect, cold dead hands in any trade at one point, Mo said. And here you are now at the point where you're thinking, most likely going to move on from said player for your rental reliever.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so difficult because when you draft a player so high like that, you want to believe that at some point the development will happen.
Yeah.
And the best teams in any sport realize quickly when it's time to move on.
Yes.
And so I actually don't blame the Cardinals too much in this one singular situation. They brought this guy in, and when the pandemic hit, it screwed up a whole lot of things for a lot of players' development at the time. But it catapulted Dylan Carlson onto the roster because the guys in the minors were just playing scrub down at Busch Stadium. They weren't even playing really games. They were playing little whatever you call them, right? They're trying to simulate game action and do all that stuff. So they brought him up, gave him a sniff. Didn't go well. Send him back down to the practice team. It's tough.
If this is the return for Dylan Carlson, and I get it. Look, Dylan Carlson's done absolutely nothing for you. But if this is the return for Dylan Carlson, we don't know yet. Nothing is official. But what we're talking about is the latest rumors in Major League Baseball right now as the deadline approaches in the next 3 hours. One of the things that continues to pop up, John Denton's been all over this, is Dylan Carlson being moved for a reliever, a rental reliever. If that's the case, I would rather the Cardinals send Dylan Carlson down to Memphis. I would rather them just send him down to Memphis, keep him, and find some other prospect to flip for a rental reliever.
You're not going to get anything.
That's not a closer.
But you're not going to get much in return for a player that has been often injured, who has not played to the level that they expected him to be when he was signed, when he was drafted. That's, I think that's what we're talking about. Sometimes with a talented or a high draft pick, you want to prove yourself right because you drafted him. You want to say, no, he is everything. And I've seen it in football. If you're in the NFL, you get drafted in the first round, you're probably going to get 3 years on that roster, bare minimum. You could be terrible, but they have to justify that pick in the first round. If you're in the second round, you'll get a good year, maybe 2. Third round and on, you better be performing because they could cut you right after that. And that's kind of the mindset. But if you are a first-round draft pick, you are going to get opportunity after opportunity after opportunity because somebody spent something on you to say that this person deserves to have a spot on this roster. And I think that that's what's happened here with Dylan Carlson. And he showed glimpses of it, but it's that light has not been as bright as it was since his rookie year. Mm-hmm. And whether it's due to injury, whether it's, as Jamie said, not the willingness to not just hit from one side of the plate, whatever that is, it just hasn't happened here.
Sure.
But as a Cardinals organization, you have also allowed the stock to fall to where there is nothing of significance that you will get in return. So sending them down to Memphis isn't going to, in my opinion, that won't make it better.
But I'm not going to give him up just for nothing.
What is he going to do in Memphis?
I'd rather have him rot in Memphis than to give him up for a reliever, rental reliever.
What's your plan with him once you let him rot,
exactly.
Anthony?
That's fine. He's going to be worth even less.
I'm not giving.
At least tell me the next step.
The next step is continue to work, kid.
Completely.
Oh, let's not get anything for him.
Hey, continue to work, kid. Continue to work. I have to be able to find something in my farm system to flip for a rental reliever who's 33 or 37 years old. Come on. Like I'm just not going to give you Dylan. Again, I'd rather have him continue to
you got to do right by the young man. Give him a chance.
No, I don't have to do it.
He's under contract. Let him rot. Let him rot.
Oh, okay, as opposed to just giving him up.
Mr. Stalter, what's your plan with the prospect? Let him rot.
The hell with him.
Yeah. He should just play better. The hell with him.
Let me put the Jamie Rivers spin on this, okay?
I can't wait to hear this.
No, the young man still has a lot of value in our organization. What we're going to do is we're going to instill confidence in him. He's going to go down to Memphis. He's going to continue to work hard. There might be some things that we're going to work on in terms of him, maybe ditching the switcher, but that's something that the coaching staff's going to figure out. But this young man still has a lot of value within our organization. And just because he hasn't panned out yet doesn't mean that we're just going to completely give up on this kid.
That's how I spin things?
Yeah.
That was a hell of a spin.
That was
like it was a positive spin, actually. Made me believe that there's still an opportunity left.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I've been around you long enough. I've seen the spin, and you're really good at it.
It's pretty good.
It's not even spin. It's just how to speak to the media. All right. Marsh, what do you got?
We had a text from the 314. Dylan Carlson equals Colby Rasmus. Thoughts about that?
Well, Colby Rasmus, you completely rebuilt your bullpen at the trade deadline with Colby Rasmus. So that would be my thought on that. And Rasmus was playing. Dylan Carlson is not. But still, I'm not. Again, I'll die on this hill. I'm not going to just give up Dylan Carlson, and I know I need a reliever, but
what if the Cardinals are just trying to do something nice for a player? What if they sat
drafted?
Yeah. So this has happened. Trust me, in any sport, you get a young player, goes out there, works hard, goes through some injuries, some ups and downs. You get to a point. Last year, John Mozeliak talked to Dylan Carlson and said, "Hey, listen, we're not. Get your head straight. You're not going to be part of a trade package this year, whatever."
Right.
This year, maybe Dylan Carlson asked for a meeting with John Mozeliak. Maybe it could have been a month ago, a week ago, whatever. And maybe Dylan Carlson said, "Hey, Mo, I've got two eyes. I can see what's going on here. There is no immediate future for me here. If you could, please move me on to another team, I would really appreciate it. I've worked hard. I've gone through some things for you. I've been a great soldier. I'm just asking for an opportunity." I had that same talk with the Ottawa Senators way back when. And Marshall Johnston, who was a GM, said, "Yeah, well, you know what? Fine. Trade me to the Boston Bruins. Got me a spot to play." Like, it does happen. You do sometimes as an organization try to reward a player that you think has been a good soldier for you.
I get that.
And then if he goes on to go crush home runs, and then you got to just sit there and stomach it. But as an organization, you have to look at that and go, it's probably not going to happen.
I mean, there has been precedence for this, but not really. I mean, Piscotty was dealt to Oakland because his mother was unfortunately tragically passing away. But obviously, this is a much different situation. And when somebody in the snake pit said, essentially, I'm paraphrasing here, why would you send down a frustrated player just to be more frustrated? Look, man, that's the breaks. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not going to just give up. I'm not going to make a bad deal or a suspect deal just because the player's frustrated. Go down to Memphis, hit 400, I'll bring you back up. Like, sorry. I think he's worth more to my organization just being in it.
I disagree. I totally disagree with that.
Reliever for the next 2 months.
If you truly believe that as an organization, you would have a path that's kind of carved out for this guy. You have nothing. You can't even find him playing time. Him being a part of your organization doesn't keep your organization better.
No, what I'm saying is holding on to him is
disagree.
more valuable than 2 months of a reliever.
Yeah. Okay, maybe that, if you equate it that way. But otherwise, I see no value in just hanging on to a player to, quote unquote, let him rot. There's nothing to it. He's not going to get better. He's not going to be down to the minors and all of a sudden become, some all-star outfielder.
But understand what I'm saying. I'm not just saying let him rot because I hate him. I'm saying let him rot because I don't think that's enough in return, even for somebody who, I would rather trade Dylan Carlson for prospects. I'd rather find somebody in another organization that I've had an eye on and try to pick somebody's pocket.
Why don't you package some things? Like, if you're the Cardinals, for me, instead of going after this mid reliever, say, hey, Dylan Carlson and, I don't know, what's it, Prieto?
Yeah.
Those two guys. Here we go. You got an outfielder, you got a utility infielder, but we want a little more of a high-end reliever.
That I'm in for. All right. Took us almost 15 minutes. We got it.
We got there.
We're on the same page. All right.
Yeah, kind of.
This is what Carlson's value is, 0. I agree. And today shows that, unfortunately. But you still have his rights. That's the biggest difference. All right. We'll continue. Are the Cardinals starting to fall apart at the wrong time? Another loss last night for the Redbirds. We'll get into that next on 101 ESPN. Well, Cardinals, while they're making moves at the deadline, they continue to struggle on the field. They lost again last night, this time to the Texas Rangers, as Nathan Eovaldi and the Rangers, who had been struggling coming in, they pick up a win 6-3. 13 hits for the Rangers, 7 for the Cardinals, but again, unfortunately, a lot of the damage was done earlier in the game for the Rangers. Actually, no, it's in the 7th. They scored 3 runs, but they did score 2 in the 4th, and then never looked back. What was your main takeaway from last night?
Sadness.
And was there any?
Go ahead.
Well, I just think this is kind of what we've been seeing. Like, you have some spurts where they play extremely well, and you have some spurts where it's just kind of meh. And for me, the hitting, if you're not able to score runs and you're giving up a lot of runs, you're going to lose those games. And the number that still is eye-popping to me is the minus 51. Mm-hmm. Like, the number of the run differential for them. When they lose, they lose by 3 or 4 runs, it feels like. And when they win on a walk-off home run in to end the game by 1 run. Like, they're only winning by a run, but they're losing. And maybe it doesn't matter, but it kind of does, because those games where you're getting shellacked, a lot of different people are pitching, a lot of different people are going out there, and it just, I think it burns up the energy, for the rest of that series or, the next couple of days. For me, that's the thing. And I'm still looking at, the Cardinals are 7 back of the Milwaukee Brewers. In the last 10 games, they've won 6 out of 10. They're 6-4 in that 10-game stretch. The Cardinals are 4-6 in that 10-game stretch, and the Pirates are 6-4 in that 10-game stretch. So the Pirates are creeping up, and the Brewers are trying to expand that lead.
Yeah,
you cannot afford to just be average.
You're not winning this division. You're 7 games back. I thought coming out of the All-Star break.
First of all, I have a bet in Vegas that I'd really like to have come to fruition.
Sorry.
As you know, I
picked them to win the division when they were in last place.
That would have been a good play.
It was a great play, I thought.
Coming out of the All-Star break, you guys know, I was like, okay, I think they can get back in this. And I think they were, at that point, 4.5, 5 games back. They're 7 games back now. The Brewers are playing better baseball than you. They've won 7 of the last 10 games. They got a plus 85 run differential. They're a better team than you. They execute better than you. Their guys are, they've got contributions all up and down their lineup. And Frankie Montas has a 5-something ERA. He'll go to Milwaukee. He'll probably pitch incredibly well down the stretch. Like, it's just, Milwaukee knows what it's doing from a front office standpoint. They have the right collection of players, not necessarily just trying to collect players. And your dudes for the Cardinals, Nolan Arenado's body language is horrendous.
God.
Sloppy.
I can't even check myself without a reaction. My reaction to his reactions is exactly what he's doing. Mm-hmm. I've got terrible attitude and terrible body language looking at what he does, because that's what I'm seeing. He's not running out plays to first, and I understand.
That's been happening, though.
But I understand.
That's not new.
MVP-ish veterans, Listen, I asked this question several times to Major League Baseball players. Matt Holliday, BT, I'm like, what's the rule of thumb? They're like, well, you hustle it out and you get down there. But sometimes if you're out and you're the veteran guy, like Albert was never told to run it out at first. Okay, so that I'm just telling you my research, okay? You question me, I'm giving you my backstory, Carey.
I said, okay.
What do you want, blood?
Yes. Okay. Right now.
And to your point, Albert would hit 40-plus home runs every year.
Marshy, to my point, Nolan Arenado is a Silver Slugger and a Platinum Glove winner. So he's got a little clout, too, to his name. What I don't like, though, is when your team right now is in a playoff race where they need you. They need leadership. They need you. Sometimes your attitude and your body language and your hustle can help motivate or deflate the group. Mm-hmm. And right now, he's deflating the group. That's my interpretation of it. I'm watching him. He looks like a child that is pouting and it just is not getting his own way, and things are not going good, so I'm just going to quit.
Yeah,
take my ball and go home.
DJ Pattycake says, "Why did anyone, especially Anthony, think after the break we would win a lot of games? We are not that good, and we have the 4th toughest remaining schedule." Got me. Got me. I was optimistic coming out of the break. I wanted to believe. And to me, it's not about the opponents; it's about you. And to your point, DJ Patty Cakes, you're right. This team has been painfully average. I've been the one that has tooted that horn the most. This is an average team. This is an average team. Well, now you're below average coming out of the break. It's unfortunate.
We get some texts here where, of course, now everybody's on the Pujols train. Well, Albert never did. Exactly. I'm not confusing Albert and Nolan Arenado. I'm just saying veteran players in general.
Yeah.
I said Albert never looked pissy when he kicked a ball at first base. And, I understand. It's a loose comparison here, people. All I'm saying is that sometimes the veterans get a little more leash than the younger guys to not blow a hamstring out at first base trying to run it out.
Yeah.
But right now, I would argue two things. One, Albert would be running those out because he knows just how close this race is. Or two, he'd be knocking it out of the park where he could trot around the bags as slow as he wants to. So I'm not comparing Arenado to Albert Pujols, one of the greatest baseball players ever, one of the greatest Cardinals ever.
It's Albert all the way.
It always has been, Janet.
Yeah.
I'm watching Nolan Arenado, and it just doesn't look like he's having fun doing his job. And when you're a professional athlete, it's harder to have success when you're not having fun. Like, it feels like work, and it shouldn't feel like work. It shouldn't feel like it should be a child's game. We call it a kid's game that you get paid a king's ransom, and that's what it should be. But when he's out there in the field, when he's not making the plays that we're accustomed to seeing him make, it doesn't look like he's having fun. I don't know if it's a physical thing where he's unable to get to some of the balls, or he made a play the other day yesterday, I believe, where he looked like he should have thrown the runner out, just didn't get enough on the throw. Like, those plays are plays we're accustomed. Maybe.
That lollipop.
Maybe.
Can we go first?
One day.
Yes.
Without mentioning that.
I just think he's not having fun. And when you're not having fun, you're not going to have success. And so those two things go hand in hand. Having success, having fun, having success. He's not doing either.
And it creates a weird atmosphere around the clubhouse and the locker room, because I've been on those teams where some of the leadership-ish guys or best players walking around like they just had a pack of Sour Patch Kids dumped in their mouth, just sucking on a lemon. And you're like, okay.
I like Sour Patch Kids.
Nah, they're pretty good, but sometimes, they get you.
Yeah.
And they can make you look that face like... So when you have guys like that walking around that are big parts of your leadership group or big parts of your team, you kind of want to avoid them because you're like, I don't want to talk to this guy right now. And then when they don't make a play, you're even a little more ticked off, but you can't really say anything. So it creates this like behind the scenes, like underbelly of like, there's problems here, but nobody really wants to address it.
Yeah.
So when you're a leader like that and things aren't going your way, I'll bring up Ryan O'Reilly again, just so because it's easy for St. Louis people to identify with. Ryan O'Reilly did not have the greatest season the year he was traded. The Blues did not have the greatest season, but Ryan O'Reilly still worked hard every single day at practice, every single game. He talked to the media every single day. He would take ownership for things. Like, you look at that, and the players around the room respected it. They knew that, and the players in the room were like, no, man, stop doing that.
Yeah.
Like, it's not you, it's everybody. But now you got Nolan Arenado, he's looking like he's got that bitter beer face on, and you're like, enough.
And now we spent the entire segment talking about him and not the Cardinals leaving bases loaded, not getting more than one run. Bases loaded. They only got one run last
talking
night.
about the Mason Wynn one?
I mean, that's a tough play right there.
It's a great play by Marcus
It's a great
Semien.
play, but stop. I'm not looking at the process, Anthony. I'm looking at the results.
Fair enough. All right, it's a Fast Lane on 101 at ESPN. We'll continue to monitor the latest news coming out of Major League Baseball, the Twitter sphere, and whether or not the Cardinals are going to get a reliever. There's been some deals that have been made over the last 5 minutes or so. The Giants are trading Alex Cobb to the Guardians. Alex Cobb hasn't pitched yet, but he's expected to come back soon. Let's see here. John Heyman reporting the Dodgers, Yankees, and Red Sox among the teams still interested in Jack Flaherty. And earlier today we discussed whether or not the Cardinals could be dealing Dylan Carlson for a reliever. So we'll continue to monitor that. Trade deadline is at 5 o'clock. We've got what's trending next on 101 ESPN.
The Medicine Shop in St. Charles, just a great group of people over there, and they're ready and available for all of your pharmacy needs. Just walk in, tell them Jamie Rivers sent you in, and then any questions you have, they're going to do their best to help you out. And whether it's cold and flu season or allergy season, or maybe you've twisted your ankle, head over there. My Pharmacy family will help you out. They are the best in the business for a reason. And fellas, if you are currently using ED meds, get over to the Medicine Shop in St. Charles. They are your destination for cheap ED meds. They got a generic called Sildenafil for less than $2 a pill. Prescription is required, of course, but the savings are awesome over there at the Medicine Shop. They also have a great program that offers free discreet shipping and delivery to your home or your workplace of any of the medications that you require. And it's awesome for people with busy schedules, maybe lots of kids, maybe you travel a lot. It's fantastic. I use this program, and I love it. The Medicine Shop in St. Charles, they come to my front door and make sure that I'm taken care of. So please, again, get in there and say hi to them at their facility or visit them online at stcharles.medicineshop.com. Again, that's stcharles.medicineshop.com.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals lost to the Texas Rangers last night by a final score of 6-3. They'll be back in action tonight at 6:45. First pitch as Lance Lynn will take the mound going up against Max Scherzer. We'll talk with Brad Thompson later in the show, so stay tuned for that. And we'll also keep you updated on Major League Baseball's trade deadline as we near the 5 o'clock deadline today. So stay tuned with us. We're going to dive into what's trending coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's time to find out what's going on in the sports world with What's Trending Now. Brought to you by Goodwill. Donate a car and get tickets to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, the Braves have acquired the 2021 World Series MVP Jorge Soler from the Giants. He's heading back to Atlanta, a big right-handed bat. Are you shocked that maybe the Cardinals weren't interested in Jorge Soler?
What'd they give
or maybe
up?
They were.
What'd they give up for him?
A reliever that is that's like coming off the 60-day IL or just got transferred to the 60-day IL, 30-something years old, and their 17th overall prospect. was like a third baseman / first baseman. It was a third-round pick from a
You
couple
wonder how
years ago.
deals like that happen. Because how many teams around Major League Baseball, knowing that that's the asking price, and I'm sure some teams kind of knew,
Yeah.
but if the Cardinals were like even on that phone call, be like, oh, sure.
Well, they got a reliever, too. They got Alex Jackson in that same deal. And Jackson was part of that World Series team as well. Here's the thing. Here's a couple of things that you got to know. One, the Braves have kind of a dilemma on their hands now. They wanted Jorge Soler because of the bat. So he goes to left field, most likely, because Marcell Ozuna is the DH. Ozuna hasn't been playing the fields. Soler has not seen the field once this year. He was strictly the Giants' DH. He's owed a lot of money over the next couple of years. So the Braves are absorbing that entire contract to try to bolster their offense to make another World Series run.
Yeah.
The Giants didn't get a whole lot in return because they wanted to free up the roster space so that they can bring up one of their youngsters, a 22-year-old named Marco Luciano, who's likely to be the DH now. So
The Cardinals wouldn't have eaten that contract.
exactly.
No chance.
Soler, just a DH at this point. Where were you going to put him? And then also absorb the contract. So you're right, Jamie. The Braves really didn't give up much. Maybe the third-round pick from a couple of years ago winds up being something for the Giants, but this was a pure salary dump and acquiring basically freeing up a roster spot for the Giants.
You couldn't have put him at DH and had Wilson playing catcher
Exclusively. I mean, you could
and then
have
giving him a day off and letting Pedro be your catcher. Like
if John Dennis
there are ways to figure.
Yep.
You can never have too many good players. You can never say, "Oh, well, where is he gonna play?" Somewhere. Who's not gonna play? Somebody that's not playing well. Like to me, that's always the answer. You always find a spot for the things that you need and the guys that can actually play. And if someone isn't hitting or isn't performing well enough, that player doesn't have an opportunity.
Yeah.
Just kind of how it goes.
I mean, you could have done that. If John Denton's report is accurate, though, they weren't going to take on any.
$16 million.
They're not going to take on the. They weren't going to take on the what's owed to Soler over the next 2 years.
$16 million.
Is that what it is? The next 2 years? So it's 30. So 32 overall.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't going to commit to that.
Ain't gonna happen. Nope.
He would have solved your cleanup spot.
Well, Tommy Pham might still solve that too.
For this season.
Maybe not as much as Soler, but
Yeah.
For August, September, and October. Well, August and September.
yeah. But
Pham, you mean?
Yeah.
But if Tommy Pham works out, I feel like you could re-sign Tommy Pham. Because
He's gonna be
he talked
37
about wanting to be, but if it works out, if he plays well, you give him another year. Like you don't have to give him a 10-year deal here. But if Tommy Pham works out and you give him, you can hang on to Tommy Pham for another year, and you got that right-handed bat, and maybe a very motivated player that wants to not just be a Cardinal but win too.
Right.
He's obviously a very competitive guy.
Last thing here, Anthony, we talked about Blake Snell last week, and I don't think it's going to work out for the Cardinals because the Giants are looking for ultra top prospects. I don't think this organization has those, and I don't think that Blake Snell will be moved.
It's interesting. Like the Giants they're making some moves that, I mean, the returns have been pretty mediocre for the Giants. So I'm surprised that all of a sudden they'd be like, no, we're going to hold out and we're going to get top prospects for Blake Snell. They also have an issue here too, although maybe this is just part of the strategy. Jack Flaherty's still available. So perhaps the Giants are waiting out that team that misses out on Jack Flaherty. Whether that's the Yankees, probably very unlikely to deal him to the Dodgers, but who knows? I mean, the Padres have also been connected to Snell as well. I don't know, man. It's interesting. I would flip them too. If you're the Giants, you're clearly selling. You've given up Jorge Soler.
But
You've given up Alex Cobb.
Actually, no, you are selling. But what is your goal here for the Giants? Are you rebuilding or this retooling? Because if you want an ultra top-end prospect, you're wanting this to turn around faster than later.
Right. Snell is probably going to opt out, right? So I'm looking at it from that standpoint. Either you keep Snell in hopes that you can make the wild card and just do something in the postseason, or you trade him, get something in return right now, for a desperate buyer. Did you guys see what the Houston Astros gave up for Kikuchi? I mean, it was a lot. It was like they're widespread. Like, what the hell are the Astros doing for Kikuchi?
They gave up a lot for Kikuchi.
They certainly did. Who apparently has like a terrible ERA at Minute Maid Park.
Sounds like he's a really good teammate, though.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Nice. Good. That's what you need.
Reports out of Canada.
That's what you need.
We got a text from the 314.
Give up top prospects for
A teammate.
good guy.
Hey, those guys are important, Anthony.
I know they are.
We got a text from the 314. I thought Flaherty got traded to the Twins yesterday. That was a fake account. Was that you who I was talking to?
No.
Who was I talking
Wasn't
to?
me.
But the gentleman's name.
That would have been.
It was a funny name.
No, yeah, it was me. Yeah, you said I can't. Yeah,
Not a real account. Look at the name.
you even said it too. You're like, that doesn't sound real.
That is, if I had 5 minutes in a room with Elon Musk, that would just be my only question to him.
Yeah. Why?
Why did you make the blue check mark just like universal?
Yeah.
Because now, and what he's tried to do with that platform is like eliminate all like fake news and all that whole like whatever you want to use for your gaslighting terms.
Sure.
And now it's just created more of it.
Absolutely.
Because anybody who lives in the basement of their mother's house can have a blue
That's
check
got
mark. And just,
$15 or
That's
whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but
it stinks for us sometimes because we're trying to break news and
Yeah.
like talk about things, and then we look it up and it's like, oh yeah, okay,
didn't
it's
happen.
Bill Thomas 0275897 with a blue check mark.
I'm an awesome guy.
This guy doesn't even have a blue check mark.
Oh, really?
No.
Well, that's even worse then.
No, not so great.
He has one follower, 2,408. I'm sorry,
One
2,408 followers, one following.
Oh, he's only following one person? Who's he following?
Probably
Yeah, look at his
himself.
name.
Who's he following? His real account?
Right.
Some random person.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's really funny. All right, that's what's trending here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. If this is it, how will Dylan Carlson be remembered in St. Louis? It's interesting. We still haven't seen anything official. There were some scuttlebutt that he had been dealt. Dylan Carlson had been dealt to the Nationals for reliever Dylan Floro, but nothing's official as
It's
of
all
right now.
rumors right now, Anthony.
It certainly is. All right, we'll talk about Dylan Carlson next on 101 ESPN. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Again, nothing is official. We'll keep you updated. The trade deadline is at 5 o'clock today. Nothing is official as of right now when it comes to the Cardinals and a middle reliever, or, Carey would deem a middle reliever. I think you got to get at least somebody that can pitch in the 7th or 8th for you.
You got to have somebody that can offer a little bit of relief for JoJo.
Yes. So nothing is official yet, but Dylan Carlson continues to be the name that is linked to relievers that could be available, such as Dylan Floro of the Nationals. The other guy that John Denton brought up, he said, and I'll read this exact tweet, this is about an hour ago, he said, the Angels have joined the Nats as one of two teams trying the hardest to pry outfielder Dylan Carlson away from the Cardinals, per a source. If Carlson goes to the Angels, a reunion with reliever Luis Garcia, 37, could be in the works. He's 5-1 with 4 saves in 45 games with the Angels in 24. If you wonder, Luis Garcia, didn't the Cardinals have him? Yes. He was nicknamed the Barber.
Yeah. If you need a haircut, he's got you covered.
Exactly. So that's a name that was being tossed
Psychopath, Carey.
We kind of all got into an interesting debate about what to do with Dylan Carlson, who clearly does not have trade value. We got something, Jamie?
We have trade.
Oh, boy.
This one hits home, too. Paul DeJong switching dugouts here at Guaranteed Rate Field, traded to the Royals.
Interesting.
Yeah. That was reported 1 minute ago by Jesse Rogers.
So, a bench bat for the Royals. Obviously, they don't need a shortstop because they got Bobby Witt Jr.
He's pretty good.
He's pretty good. So they're likely getting a guy that can come off the bench and provide a little power. The Royals are in it, man. They're
Good
making
for Paulie
moves.
D, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah. I mean, he's had an okay season with the White Sox.
It's been fine. Good guy. I'd like to see him continue to get going with his career, you know?
Yep. So the Royals are in it.
And he'll slot right into that shortstop spot, right?
No, definitely not. That's a no.
Marshy's late to the dance.
That's all right. Yeah, he was listening.
Yeah,
That's right. He was
you weren't listening, right?
No, I was absolutely listening.
Were you?
Yeah, I was making a joke.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a good joke.
Because the other guy is like insanely way better than he is.
Yeah, Bobby Witt. Right.
I mean, depends on the situation, of course.
No.
He has more, I think.
I don't think there's any situation.
Whoa, hear me out.
I think he has more extra base hits after the All-Star break than he has swings and misses.
Hey, hear me out. If you're going to split an atom, I want Paul DeJong doing it, not Bobby Witt Jr. Paul DeJong's a really smart guy.
He is. I think I'd still take Bobby Witt Jr.
Just take your chances?
Yeah.
I'm not. Paul DeJong's got that look in his eye, like he's got that weird intelligence where he's like always thinking way ahead.
Like data. You're smarter than me just by looking at
He's
like
staring
data.
through.
Yeah.
Paul DeJong and I would love that interaction, quite honestly, to have Paul DeJong and me just talk about anything and watch him as he's trying to process how this caveman is able to speak.
So eloquently.
How is he able to walk upright?
How is he not falling over right now? Jeff Passan also reporting the Rangers are finalizing a deal to acquire left-handed reliever Andrew Chafin from the Detroit Tigers. The Rangers are another team. I don't really understand what they're doing. They're like half selling, half buying right now. But it's been a weird or interesting
Tommy Pham taking the field today. Can he play?
No, he's not active until, what, Thursday?
Why?
Or is that just Erick Fedde?
Why?
I don't know.
I think Pham is today. Fedde is
Thursday. Okay, so there you go. Pham could play tonight, potentially.
I like it.
So if the Cardinals do trade Dylan Carlson, what would he most be remembered for? Being an absolute bust?
No.
I think you'd have to say that.
The fact that people say cold dead hands when they mention him, which is unfortunate for him. Like, it is, because people often think, well, we could have had Juan Soto 1 for 1. Probably not.
No, you couldn't have.
But the remark of the cold dead hands is, I need to hear that. I want to see, I want to see the thought process behind that. Mm-hmm. Juan Soto's pretty damn good. I don't know if he has watched baseball.
I don't know if it was pertaining to that trade. I think it was actually before that.
It was well before, yeah.
It was like coming out of spring training.
To your point, Carey, there was chatter
that
he'd be part of the deal.
Correct.
Yeah, but you're talking about a deal that would have had to include Walker.
I believe it was Walker, Gorman, Carlson. Like, they were going for broke.
Looking at it now, And Juan Soto,
Juan Soto would still
assuming
be a
that he's
Yankee
going to
today.
be resigned. Oh, okay.
He'd still be a Yankee.
All right.
I wouldn't have made that deal.
I don't think he was going to resign with you.
You gotta ask, don't you?
You could ask, yeah.
Yeah. The answer's always no if you don't ask, Anthony.
Yeah, Greg in the Snake Pit goes, the Juan Soto trade did not happen because Mo didn't want to give up Carlson, right? Not necessarily, no. He would have been part of a package that included a lot to get Juan Soto. And if Juan Soto wasn't going to resign with you long term,
Makes no sense.
it makes no sense to give up four key players. It just doesn't. You're trying to build the team, and a competitive one at that. But otherwise, I think, yeah, you'd have to say that Dylan Carlson would be, unfortunately a bust. A prospect that just didn't pan out. Now, you can dive into reasons why he didn't pan out. Injuries factor in. Perhaps lack of opportunities. I think that's a factor as well. But look, there are other players that just flat out took advantage of their opportunities. Alec Burleson being the latest. But Brendan Donovan came up and took advantage of his opportunities. Lars Nootbaar. It's not like Lars was ever a really top prospect. But in the second half, a couple of years ago, he took advantage of his opportunity. So, at some point, it's a mixture. If Dylan Carlson is traded today, it's a mixture of, the organization, the player himself, and perhaps some bad injury luck. That would be the reason for it. I don't think it's ever one thing. So you can kind of divvy out different portions of the blame pie if Dylan Carlson is dealt. All right, we'll keep an update. We'll keep you updated. We'll keep an eye on the trades, the latest trades in Major League Baseball. The deadline is at 5:00. So there's still some action that could happen. I'm interested to see where Jack Flaherty winds up. I'm interested to see if the Giants trade Blake Snell. I don't think there's any other big name that's going to go. I don't think Garrett Crochet is going. I don't think Brent Rooker is going. But you never know. We got 2 hours left for the Major League Baseball trade deadline, so we'll continue to talk about that throughout the course of the show. Can the Cardinals get away with adding just one starting pitcher to the mix? We'll talk about that next on 101 ESPN. Sasslin on 101 ESPN. Do you guys think that the Cardinals can get away with just adding Erick Fedde to their starting rotation? Or do you think it's necessary that they add another starter?
I don't think it's necessary. Would I like to see another quality starter? Of course I would. You can never have too many of those guys. But I think that with Fedde there, now they've got a rotation of 6 guys. It probably looks like Andre Pallante will be the odd man out. And you know, I see some of the reasons for this. He is the most recent of the pitchers to have bullpen experience or coming out of the bullpen. All those other guys, it's been eons since they've been in a bullpen. So I think that's where Pallante goes once everything gets settled. But, yeah, I don't think it's necessary. Would I like to see it? Of course I would. Would I like to see a Garrett Crochet? Yeah, that ain't going to happen. Would I like to see Blake Snell? Yeah, but that ain't going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, and if you're just going to add another 4 or 5, you already have those guys.
I agree.
So I don't think they will, and I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah, it's not if you should add one, it's who you should add. And I agree with you, Jamie. I don't think there's going to be another starting pitcher. I mean, if you swing a deal for Jack Flaherty, fantastic, right? But we've hashed that out. That's probably unlikely to happen. It's a huge risk. I know I threw out Blake Snell's name last week, but that still doesn't. Look, it's still a big risk because if he comes in and he pitches well, he likely opt out. So then he's a rental. So you give up something for a rental. If he comes in and he pitches poorly, then he may opt back in for next year, and then you're on the hook for $36 million. So it is a risk. Would I take that risk? Yeah, because the Giants seemingly are shedding payroll right now. I mean, I don't know what the hell they're doing. So they're kind of primed for the taking, in my opinion. I would still roll the dice on a Blake Snell. I wouldn't roll the dice if you're the Cardinals for just any starting pitcher. For example, the Mets finalized a deal for Paul Blackburn. He doesn't interest me based on what the Cardinals currently have.
So I don't think the Cardinals would take a risk on a Blake Snell because, again, he does have the player option for next year. And who's to say that he didn't get a sour taste in his mouth from how this offseason went? He didn't get the money that he thought he was going to get, $38 million, and then try again the following year. Couldn't make a lot of sense. So for me, I don't think that that's something that the Cardinals would even take a risk on testing those waters to see if he would possibly, pick up that player option. I think the Cardinals can they get away with just signing one pitcher? Maybe. I'm looking at numbers. In the last 5 games, they're 1-4. They've given up 7.6 runs, but they've also only scored 3.6 runs.
Yeah.
So you need pitching and hitting. Maybe if you have better pitching, you can find a way to win a game 4-3, which they did 3-2. They're able to win those games, but when they lose big. Mm-hmm. And it's because they get out hit, they don't field well, or they don't play the game well enough to win that game. And so I think having a starting, maybe Erick Fedde can help this starting rotation. We saw Pallante last night. I don't know what the future holds for him. I don't know. I think there are more questions than answers right now for this Cardinals team, and I think that's the frustrating part. They need hitting and they need pitching.
And doesn't it feel that way, Jamie? Like Carey over the last couple of years?
Yes.
I feel like they're weird. There's just way too many questions.
Well,
in fact, we went into the offseason. I said at the start of each offseason over the last 3 or 4 years, just eliminate questions. Eliminate questions. Eliminate questions.
You have a roster full of questions, though.
Exactly. That's kind of the
trying to
point.
eliminate certain things, as much as you can.
Yeah.
But a name that's popped up in a few articles that I've read is Nestor Cortes.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we at with that? Like, how would we feel about that? Because I feel like Nestor Cortes isn't that number 4, number 5.
No.
Like, he was an all-star last year, I believe.
I would be interested in Nestor.
And he's
Cortes.
a lefty, too, right?
Correct.
Like, you need a bit of a left-handed presence here in your rotation.
It would not hurt.
I think the Yankees were pretty in on Tommy Edman, though. So that
Hey, you got Dylan Carlson. Play every
spot. You do have Dylan Carlson. Are the Yankees interested in him?
Probably not. Would you give up Nootbaar?
Ooh. I would. I don't think...
Would you give up Nootbaar for Cortes?
I would. The reason why is I feel like you already have so many left-handed bats in your lineup that you're fine. And you've got a crowded outfield right now. We just talked yesterday. You got 6 outfielders right now as it stands right now. That's obviously way too many.
Right.
So if maybe Dylan Carlson becomes your 4th outfielder if you can't land a good return for him. But if you send Nootbaar away for Cortes... I mean, you've got a serious group of pitchers then. You got Sonny Gray, Cortes, Fedde, and then Gibby,
And then Michaelis.
but then Lance Lynn, what happens with him?
Goes to the pen.
You got to make sure that Nasty Nestor is indeed nasty because he hasn't been in his last 5 starts. There's only been one time in his
Neither
last
is
5
Sonny
starts. That is true. I mean, you make a great point.
I don't know.
What are we doing?
What?
Not you specifically.
No, but
not
you're staring
not
at me.
today. I am now because I'm talking to you, sir.
Does any of this get you excited?
No. This is what are we doing?
I think the only name, correct me if I'm wrong, the only name that would have gotten you excited, or the only 2 names would be Luis Robert and Garrett Crochet, right?
That would have been. I'd have been through the roof. Yeah, I'd have been extremely.
You
excited.
got the Aldi's version of that, though.
So
You got
listen,
Erick Fedde and
you got-
Aldi fam.
I would say it's even a little bit more than Aldi's.
I think it is. You're right.
Aldi's is not a bad place. Let's
It's a
let's
great
start there.
institution. First of all,
Aldi's right here
it's
is
great for
amazing.
families.
And then I saw each other there shopping
After the show one time.
after work one day.
Hey, what's going
Fancy
on?
seeing you here.
Hey,
Yeah.
same food, different label.
Yeah, it's all the same. Performs the same.
Yeah.
But
See?
eh,
You just said it. Thank you, Gary.
I said it wasn't Aldi's. You said it was.
You just told me that Aldi's is just the same. It's packaged differently.
I don't think he meant it. I don't think he meant it. I would be interested in that. That would be, you'd at least you'd be getting creative at that point. And I would much rather see this team move some pieces to get some pitchers.
Does Cortez have more years after this?
Yeah, he's got 1 more year left of arbitration.
So
Not too much money.
no, but if you're looking to solidify your rotation for the following season, again, now you've managed to bridge that again. Because I firmly don't believe the Cardinals have any young pitchers that are going to kick that front door open and take a spot. The only guy who has done that, in my opinion, is Andre Palante, since been given the ball off. But
And what are they about to do with him?
You shake your head, but who else?
I know.
What are they about to do with him?
I know.
More
Don't
questions.
get mad at me about them, Carey.
I'm not mad at you. I'm just. What are we doing? What are they about to do? He's about to go to the bullpen, more than likely.
So this solidifies my point, though, is the Cardinals don't believe in their young pitching. And the Andre Palante, if that happens, it kind of solidifies that a little bit. Although I do feel like it makes some sense because he has been in the bullpen more recently than anybody else, and he can pitch. Actually, his pitching against left-handed batting, the OPS is in the high 600s as opposed to against righties, which are in the 800s. So he might be your lefty out of the pen, but he throws right-handed.
Right.
He's
He can be your starter. He can be your fifth starter.
He has said that.
Harry, you can't bite from both sides of the apple.
No.
here because you're adamant about.
I am adamant that he shouldn't be in the bullpen.
But you're adamant that he's going to the bullpen.
That doesn't mean. I think he's going. I don't think he should.
Yeah, but you just said he should be in the rotation.
I know.
But you said he won't be.
Because I ain't the damn manager. I don't work for the Cardinals. Call me.
He said multiple times that he likes pitching, getting pitches under his belt. He likes length. He likes being a starter. That's when he feels comfortable. You put him back in the bullpen. How did that work out?
Yeah. Listen, man. I have said this.
I'm trying to make this ball
and
club better.
Jamie,
You guys are just angry.
You have done this. You are a veteran player. You have been told, hey, you're not playing today. I have. Hey, you're not dressing today.
I've had that too, Carey.
You get older, right? You get older, it happens. But when you're younger and they trade for a pitcher, and now there's talks of, well, you start doing the math, 5, 6, 7. Somebody's not going to be in the starting rotation. Who's that going to be? And then they say, here, take the ball. You're going out there tonight. Oh, yeah, you just traded for a guy. I'm going to be replaced in 48 hours.
Yeah.
Do you not think that impacts a player? It does. Everything, it's not as simple as playing a video game where there are no emotions or no feelings or no thoughts involved for people. That is a person that is playing extremely well, and you sign or trade for someone in his position, and now you got to go out there and perform. I'm sure that was in the back of his mind. Is it an excuse? No, because you still have to do your job. But it is a real thing. And now you're saying, all right, young man, love what you did for us. Go pitch out of the bullpen. Be great there. we know you've done a great job starting, but the hell with it. Go there now, because these veterans who aren't playing better than you are going to get an opportunity. That's madness. And that is the thing that when you get to arbitration, when you get to free agency, there's no way in hell I'm going to re-sign here. I won't be back. Don't worry about it. Don't expect it. Oh, they didn't sign him. He didn't want to be here. Because how you treated him when the opportunity was presented. And so those are the things that I'm talking about. It's not just as simple as, yeah, you're a player, go play the game. No, there are real life factors that are involved in everyday, day-to-day, your job. And that to me is the frustrating part. So, no, I don't think he should be in the bullpen, Jamie, but damn it, he will be, because that's what the Cardinals do.
I still think we get Nestor.
I'm good with that.
Yep.
And Carey,
Then him and Lance Lynn can both go to the bullpen.
Carey, I think you're.
No.
Don't you put my nasty Nestor on the bullpen.
Maybe we'll have a 6-man rotation, something that we were promised 2 years ago.
I think you want that.
Nope.
Carey, I completely agree with you, except for the one thing that you said about, and I won't be back. I would look at you as the Cardinals, and I'd say, you'll all be back.
May not be next year.
At some point.
It might be
Maybe
10
about
years.
5 years. But you'll be back.
We'll get you back here.
Alberts, Pham,
Carpenter.
Lance Lynn, Matt Carr. You'll be back.
You'll be back.
You're going to want to be a Cardinal.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We got our Sports Six-Pack next. So if you have a question for us, 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. Send it there. Sports Six-Pack next in the Fastlane.
Are you in the market right now looking to sell your home? Well, the market's crazy. It has been for a little while now. But I can tell you what, you want to be dealing with an agent that is going to get your home sold and get you the most money possible for that home. And that is Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria has mastered the home selling process by guaranteeing upfront and in writing to sell your home at your agreed upon price and time frame, or she'll buy it herself, and that's guaranteed. Gloria Liu also has a database with thousands of buyers that are ready, willing, and able to purchase your home, and it drives a lot more traffic to your listing, maybe multiple offers hopefully equal more money for you when you finally sell your home. And Gloria has been in the business for over 20 years and has a ton of buyers, and she's got the great experience. She's going to get your home sold, get you to the closing table, and make it really, really painless for you. And all you have to do is pick up the phone and call Gloria Liu at 314-325-6888. Again, her number is 314-325-6888. Or you can always visit gloriahasthebuyers.com. And as always, Gloria and the seller must agree upon the price and possession date.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is now.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 at ESPN with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter, Andrew Marsh with your first question for the Sports Six-Pack.
Question number one.
All right, so last segment we were talking about Andre Palante, and Carey, you brought up the fact that he might feel a certain type of way, getting bumped from the starting rotation if that is the direction they ultimately end up going, which we think it is going to happen. From the 618, you say all of that. How do you think Matthew Liberatore feels?
Matthew Liberatore hadn't been playing as well as Andre Palante, so I understand. Like, it's frustrating being a starter one day and then in the bullpen, and I think it's probably why he got, blown up a couple of days ago. But he hasn't been as consistent as Andre Palante is. If you want to complain, your only complaint can come from a place of, I'm having great success. If you're up and down and not doing as well as someone else, I don't think that there is much of a complaint there.
Matthew Liberatore is the reason that Andre Palante is in the rotation.
There you go.
He was given the ball.
Yeah.
He was given the opportunity.
Yes, he was.
And he wasn't able to do the job, so they had to move on to the next man up, which was Andre Palante. And since then, Palante hasn't looked back.
Well said.
Question number two.
Interesting question here from the 314. Do you think it's easier to make the Olympics or the pros?
Ooh.
I'll let you guys speak to this one.
Okay.
Neither?
Wow. So if
Neither is, we should probably start there. Neither is easy.
So if I'm isolating just my sport in particular, hockey, I'd say the Olympics would be harder because you're taking all of the best players in the NHL from that country. And if you're not one of the best players, you can't play on the Olympic team.
And you're probably not in the NHL either.
Well, no, you could be in the NHL because I played many years in the NHL, never played in the Olympics. Though.
Okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I had a fine career in the NHL.
It's harder.
But I was never on the short list for the Olympic team.
Yeah. Well, we don't have football, so I think
difficult.
it depends on the sport, maybe, because I feel like you saying hockey, but I'm thinking like track and field. I would assume, if you're on that level, it might be easier because there are less people competing at that level.
So what throws a wrench into it too, Carey, and you bring up a good point, is so when I'm in the NHL, I'm competing against the best players in the world.
Right.
Because we have Russian players, Swedish players, Finnish players, American players. Now, with hockey, it's a little different because, Canada has a pretty strong hockey nation. But if I was doing track and field or one of those events, all I have to do is be the best in my country.
Correct.
And then I'm hopefully going to be one of the best in the world when all is said and done. So maybe making the Olympics,
I think
individually might be better.
I
As
think
a team,
individually,
it could be harder.
Yeah.
I think it depends on, one, if professional athletes are even allowed to compete. Like we talk about hockey, before they changed it, they had college athletes play. And I'm not talking about like 1980. I'm talking like very recently.
Yeah, but that's because they didn't allow the pro guys to go there. I guess, you're
it's
right.
probably easier for them to make the Olympics
but
than
that's
make
like an
the
asterisk.
NHL.
Yeah.
It's like an asterisk.
Yeah.
And Grant Francis fan club says, some European countries use lots of non-NHL. Yeah, because they don't have enough good players, and they get throttled at the Olympics by USA, Canada, Russia, Sweden.
I've seen many people that were really fast that could, but they couldn't play football. Like,
True.
So I don't know. I don't know. That's a very good question. Man, I couldn't do something.
I think it depends on the sport.
It depends on the sport because I would never be able to do what Simone Biles does. Like, no, I don't.
Would I like to watch it though? I would like to watch Carey flying around,
tumbling and you don't want to see that
on the balance beam.
Yeah,
You'd be great, Carey.
That'd be
I would have
great.
fun.
You'd
like the
be
Rays.
On
awesome.
the uneven bars. I can't wait to see that one. As
What's
Carey
the-
swings around and destroys the next bar.
What's the thing where the guy is like propped up?
The pommel horse.
The pommel
Yes.
horse. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's a dangerous one.
That's tough.
Yeah.
I remember trying that in high school. and
How'd that go?
I'm like, I'm going to do the scissor thing.
Yeah. No.
Nope. Day to day after that one.
That doesn't really sound
It's
like
amazing
you.
I have children, quite honestly.
Interesting.
Question number 3.
This one comes from Jamie's Vacation Speedo. Let's say the Cardinals do not make the playoffs this season. Do they actually change the way they operate?
If they don't make the playoffs this season, no.
In what way?
This is a very stubborn organization. I think they're very slow to make any sort of philosophical changes. And I also think they kind of just they like being in that middle lane. You know? They're not going to ever push the accelerator down, but they're also not going to be one of these teams that or one of these organizations that doesn't care about its fan base or doesn't try at all or tanks. They're just going to stay kind of steady in that middle lane. I don't think missing the playoffs 2 straight years is going to change a whole lot. Hell, the guy that's waiting to replace Mo basically is Mo. I mean, this is a very
from everything we've
vanilla
read and heard.
organization. Yes,
You're right.
This is a very safe organization. This is the Volvo of Major League Baseball.
Are they safe?
That's safe.
Exactly.
Safe. Get you to your destination.
Correct.
Won't be fast and you know, won't. But you'll get there safely
You will.
and efficiently.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
If your destination is like, you know, grocery store, the gas station, just kind of your
Like
basics.
the Ozarks.
No,
that's a little risky.
It's too risky. It's too far, and you know what? You might
A lot of traffic.
party too much. So it's better to just kind of.
Branson?
Nope.
Branson is family.
It's family fun, yes,
Yeah.
but again, a little risky.
What about the Wisconsin Dells?
Absolutely not, Marsh.
Not too far?
Absolutely not.
It's a big
Tell you
ask.
what we will do, though.
I heard that's the Panama City beach of the north.
No, the Cardinals.
We'll throw in a visit to Six Flags.
The Cardinals. They're basically like, hey, listen, we'll go down the street, okay? Go to Aldi. We'll get some of those off-brand popsicles. I'll put up the sprinkler in the backyard. And not
You
one
don't
of
even
the
get the pool. You don't get the
but
kiddie pool.
the fan one.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay.
Hey, you know what? I
And
guarantee
we'll have all the fun we need right here in the backyard. All right, kids.
I don't even think they're buying the popsicles.
That's your Cardinals.
I think they buy
Oh,
the...
they had a coupon for them.
No. I think it's the ice trays, but it's the popsicle form, and they make their own
They make
popsicles.
their
Make your
own.
own juice and pour
Yeah,
it
make
in.
the own juice. It's cheaper that
Those
way.
were great as a kid.
That's a
growing
good
up.
call.
Yeah.
Tupperware.
Do they
had
at
this
least-
great little thing, and you'd fill it up with juice and plastic thing. He'd get crazy. I'm gonna make a Coke popsicle.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola, of course.
Right. Indeed. Yeah. We need the clarification.
That's definitely not the Cardinals. not even the Coca-Cola
Would
one.
have been better to give him the Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
They at least get on the grill and grill some hot dogs.
Hot dogs. Yeah. No
Hot
burgers.
dogs, No burgers.
No bun.
Okay.
No
You sure they're
bun,
not
no bun.
You sure they're not microwaving those hot dogs?
That's
true.
Probably.
Yeah,
Cut a little
they're
slit in the
microwaving
hot
the hot
dog or
dogs, yeah.
microwave it.
Yeah.
And those are just fine.
I mean, they'll keep you alive.
Keep you alive.
Yeah. So have we covered it? Do you understand what you're dealing with now as an organization?
That's disheartening.
Very safe.
All right.
Where are we going today? Well, we got to fill up the gas tank. We'll go to the gas station. We'll come right back. We'll get exactly what we need.
Don't
When
ask
we
for
need it.
anything when
need
we go in the gas station.
$12 worth of gas.
Why are we filling
Hey,
up?
nothing wrong with that.
We don't need to fill up. We're not going very far.
Why are we putting? Where are we going? Why are we even going to the gas station?
Well, you got
an event
you eventually got to go to the grocery store.
Okay.
We're going to go halfway.
Yeah. Okay, let's continue our
that's too
sports
much
six
fun.
pack. Yeah, they're right, exactly. You know what? Don't exert yourself. I mean, seriously, Branson, like the Ozark. What are you thinking?
It's not far. It's like 2 hours. 4
Okay,
hours.
but you gotta like pay for stuff while you're out there, and that's really exciting. We got the old sprinkler right here.
No need.
You don't need a water park. We got our own.
Exactly. You want water? I'll hook up the hose, but only for about 10 minutes.
If you want to get crazy, we'll even put it close to the trampoline.
There you go. All right. We'll continue our Sports Six-Pack next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals lost last night 6-3 to the Texas Rangers. They'll take on the Rangers once again tonight at 6:45. First pitch, Lance Lynn will take the mound going up against Max Scherzer. The MLB trade deadline is today, 5 o'clock local time. We'll keep you updated on all the trades coming through. We'll see if Dylan Carlson will end up in a different uniform by the end of the day. We've talked about that. If you missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. It's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. We'll also talk with Brad Thompson later in the show as well, so stay tuned. We have part 2 of our Sports Six-Pack, so get your questions into the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. Sports Six-Pack part 2 coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is now.
All right, let's continue our Sports Six-Pack here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. By the way, the San Diego Padres are finalizing a deal to acquire closer Tanner Scott from the Miami Marlins, according to ESPN. Still pending a medical review, so there's another reliever that could be coming off the board. Nothing yet from the Cardinals today. We assume that they're going to get a reliever at some point, but as of right now, that's just an assumption. Andrew Marsh, go.
Question number 4.
From the 636, if you had to pick one major sport to be wiped off the planet as if it never existed, which one would it be?
One major sport.
Major sport? Like one
Like
of
out of the 4 majors?
Out of the 4 majors?
I mean, if we want, we could add 5.
Yeah. Can we add 5?
No, that'll make it too easy.
We could add that 5th
That's
one.
a major sport. It's one of the most popular in the world.
It's the most popular
It's the
sport
most
in the
popular
world.
sport in the world.
Yeah. Not
That's a tough decision for me.
I don't think it is.
Okay, so what are we saying? The 4?
The 4
The
majors.
4 major
All right,
sports.
3, 2, 1. Basketball.
What? Oh, God. All right, I'm out of here. It's not basketball for me. It's not football for me.
What is it?
What is it, Carey?
I love baseball. For me, it's probably hockey.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
Wow, from the
probably
guy.
hockey.
Remember the story? When his dad
probably
took him
hockey.
to a blues game?
Yeah.
He sat down there. He's like, oh, my gosh.
Golden Brit. His hair was so blonde and so
gold.
bright.
You know, Carey, we are the home of the blues here
My
at 101.
grandmother, my grandmother also took me to baseball games, and I sat there and watched Willie McGee come out of the parking lot.
Yeah,
and
but
I
who
was-
ran him over?
No way.
Nobody. See? There's no contact.
No, it's not any contact. You wanted to get out of the way of the car.
Well, yeah.
But I did watch, I watched the players coming out of that parking garage, and I was like, man, where do they go? They must live in a far, far away land. And I was in awe. And so my memories as a Cardinal fan, it's a little bit more than those of a Blues fan.
I've seen some bad
played
takes
in the
on this
NFL.
show, but wow.
I thought I was gonna go to the NBA. Well, you know what, Jamie? We can fix this. I still need to learn how to skate, and you're supposed to take shots on me in goal.
Shots.
We can hook that up. You know,
I would love that.
we'll be
I'm
at
gonna try to save.
We'll be
some
at
shots, though.
Centene all next week. I'm gonna get with the arena guys not us. The camp will be.
I was like,
I didn't mean to confuse you, Marshy. My bad.
Again?
So we got Marshy on the Zamboni.
Yeah.
So during the lunch hour, when our camps are not on the ice, the ice is available, Carey. Mike Ryder, I believe, still has goalie gear. He does. Thumbs
you
up
go.
from Mike Ryder.
Let's do it.
So I'm your Huckleberry.
Let's go.
We'll take some shots. Anthony, we'll get some skates on you and watch you clear it.
Yeah. Clear like the best of them. No doubt.
here's Anthony clearing it in the corner. Here's Anthony clearing it up the middle of the ice.
Look at his YouTube highlights, clearing off the glass and out.
The king of clear.
Shame on you, by the way, Carey.
I apologize.
Yeah. No,
I knew that was going to be tough.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here's another question surrounding that question. If all 4 of the major sports were dying, essentially, right? And Anthony's coming in, he's Winter Soldier arm.
Yeah.
Can only save one sport. Which sport are we all saving?
You gonna say it on 3?
Yes.
Wait, we say that again.
Which
So we're
one are you
saving.
All of them are dying, right?
All of them are dying.
You can only
All right.
save one.
Yes.
We only can save one. Winter Soldier arm, Anthony.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
On 3.
3, 2, 1. Football.
Guys, I need a job. We get rid of hockey. I'm probably not on the radio or TV, and I don't have hockey caps to run. So you know what? Shame on all you guys for sending me into bankruptcy.
Sorry, Jamie.
I apologize.
No, you don't.
We're sorry.
That you feel that way.
Don't even. I don't even want to hear it. You can think it.
Question
Did
number
you say
5.
football too?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Hershey.
Which is surprising, but I love football. I never played it, but I love it.
You're darn right you do. Poor Jamie.
I'm a little upset. That's good.
You had a tough couple of minutes there.
I did. I apologize. Hurt by Carey.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
From the 314, why don't the Cardinals go all in for Vladimir Guerrero like they did with Matt Holliday? And he can take over for Goldie after this year and give us a shot to win it all this year.
Sure.
I don't know about a shot to win it all this year, but I don't mind the idea.
Yeah. I don't know what all in would be. Like, what are you giving up?
I know money would have to go out, though.
Goldie. Send Goldie to Toronto. I mean, he'd have to say yes.
Which is
He's not
unlikely.
going to.
But yeah, I mean, if you wanted to go all in for Vlad, I'm not going to push back on that.
No, I'm okay with the move.
Carey. I just look over and Carey's like shaking.
Because some things just, you know.
Like, why even talk about it?
Yeah. Well, I get it. Like, we talk about it because it's a valid question.
Sure.
But I just know that this team is, they won't, that's not going to happen, you know, guys. Yeah. And that's the frustrating part for me.
By the way, the Marlins got a haul for these relievers. Tanner Scott and Brian Hoeing. They gave up, the Padres gave up a ton of their top prospects.
Where are they getting these prospects from?
Well, that's the thing. When you say top prospects, like the Padres farm system at one point was best in Major League Baseball. They have completely decimated their farm system to win now.
Oh, yeah. They've done it for, 3 years in a row now.
Like,
they've got nothing left. They're going to go through 10 years of misery at one point.
If they win a championship, it probably is worth it.
I just don't see it happening.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that. If you want, if you have been saying the Cardinals should go for it, stretch out their budget, F them prospects, like just go for it, then you better be all in on the San Diego Padres. Because the San Diego Padres have been what some Cardinals fans would consider a wet dream. Like the way that they have operated.
Wow.
They're trying to win.
They are.
I can't be mad at them for it.
No.
It hasn't come to fruition just yet.
Not one bit.
And if it doesn't come to
not even
fruition,
close.
though, it's a massive fail.
It's a
They
massive
are
failure.
trying.
Are they?
They
Or
will
are
have
just
nothing in the
here's the
farm
thing.
system.
Or are
I
they
think-
just throwing money around?
Well, I think when you have,
And not only money,
superstars.
prospects too.
Whatever. It's not trying
But
necessarily.
when you got a Manny Machado and you got, superstar players, like you have to put pieces in front of them or beside them that help you give you an opportunity to win a championship.
And they've done that for 3 years now. And if it doesn't work this year,
Then at least they can say we tried.
yeah, that still doesn't help you out much, though.
I'd rather do that than nothing.
Wow, Carey.
Lloyd's asking what's a wet dream. It's when you pee in your pants because you're so excited.
I thought it was when you're drowning. When you're dreaming, it's more of a nightmare. That's not it?
No, that's not it
No,
either.
you're so excited you pee in your pants.
I don't think it's peeing in your pants.
Is that what you were told?
No. I just realized we're on air.
And he had a lot of accidents. Parents put depends on
So
him.
did you.
Clean up. I'll too.
All right, one more.
Question number 6.
From the 309, my wife and kids leave for a week tomorrow. If you had a week alone for the first time in 15 years, what do you do?
A week alone?
Yes.
The question is, what wouldn't I do?
Why'd you move your mic away? So I can answer this. What you do if you have to work, maybe you give yourself, maybe you plan it properly and take a day off. Maybe you give yourself a Friday off and get a 3-day weekend. And if you don't want to clean up or don't want to do anything right, you do nothing. You watch a show that you haven't been able to watch.
I can do that with my wife and kids.
No. The solitude of being in a home by yourself where no one is there. It's
different.
It's different. Waking up, you don't have to. No one asking for anything. Hey, Dad, can you do? Nope, I don't. No one's here. No one to answer to. Nothing to do. Mm-hmm. So you just sit at home and you relax. Maybe you go out with the guys for a beer or two. If it's football season, you go and watch some college football on Saturday. And you go back home and you stay at home.
Yeah.
In your own home.
No, I agree.
Because it's quiet.
Quite
and
honestly,
you don't get that quietness very often.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I mean, if they went...
Stay with my answer, Jamie. Don't.
No. Listen, hear me out. If they went away for a week, give me plenty of time to express my gratitude for things I have in life, and maybe
James
catch an extra mass every day.
There you
It's
go.
always good to get into the church and certainly repent your sins. Not that I have any, of course. But
Donate your time, though.
I think that I'd focus a lot on myself and trying to continue to be a better person. Certainly get to bed early.
Yeah.
Eat my vitamins, get to the gym. Maybe help elderly people cross the road because I've got more time.
Soup kitchen.
Yeah, soup kitchen.
And a volunteer, animal shelter.
Well, I was going to say volunteer dog walker.
Absolutely.
There you go.
Yeah.
Some of those people that, maybe they don't get around like they used to. Their dogs still do, though.
That's right.
And I'd like to take them out for a walk. And, and then after that, I would just go to my calendar and count off the days till I get your lovely family back.
There
That's
you go.
right.
Good answer.
That's a great answer, Jamie.
Love it.
I think we all have the same one. The same exact answer.
Indeed.
Yeah. Carey, just you talking about nobody asking you for something like that. That really appeals. With a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old and an 8-year-old in the house. Because they need everything.
Yeah.
Ever tell you sorry when I changed my name?
No.
Yeah. So, told my kids, I said, I'm no longer dad. They said, okay, it's Jamie. I'm like, nope, or Jamie. I said, I will not do one thing for anybody or answer to anything until you guys can figure out my new name. And when you do, then I'll help you out. Here's the trick. I didn't have another.
They didn't know that.
They didn't know. It was wonderful. I sat there, I'm like, nope, try again. But Dad, the house on fire. That's all right. 911.
Yeah, figure it out. The Mets are acquiring outfielder. Well, this was a while ago, wasn't it? Jesse Winker in a trade with the Nationals.
I thought.
That's weird. I just refreshed Jeff Passan's Twitter, and it went all the way back to that post. There we go. All right, we're back.
At least it's better than last year when Jeff Passan got hacked.
He got completely hacked on this day. That poor man. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We are just over an hour away from the trade deadline. So the Cardinals still haven't done much. What's up?
Was that fun? The water boy?
I didn't see that one. Yeah.
Obviously, we can't.
One above that.
Obviously, we
The
can't
water
read
boy
this.
said that he would help sick blue herons get to a better place.
That's good. Yeah,
And I seen some of the other ones too.
it's a good call.
I feel like people aren't believing what I was saying.
No, I think so. I think they're believing you for sure.
They should.
Do you agree with Garrett Crochet not wanting to pitch in October without an extension? Are you fine with that, or do you take umbrage with it? Well, a couple of people here on this station took umbrage with it. That's next on 101 ESPN. Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter, and our guy Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage Corporation is on the line right now. And Stewie, one of the best things that you do for everybody is that you help people save money. So what are some options that we have right now for our current listeners?
You know, there's two types of people that have mortgages, and there's two types of thinking when it comes to having a mortgage payment. One is I want a lower payment, better cash flow, enjoy life every single day. And the old thinking was, hey, I want to pay off my mortgage as soon as I can so I have no debt, and then I really get to enjoy life. So depending upon what your circumstance or likes are is what we do. We just took an ESPN listener who had a 30-year loan, went from 30 years to 20 years and kept the payment $5 more than what he's paying now. That's it. Knocked off 9 years off his mortgage. His goal is to pay his mortgage payment off right away as soon as possible so he becomes debt-free. Other people we had an ESPN listener we closed today as well, saving $340 a month on his payment. He prefers the cash flow benefit. So every person's different. Talk to us about the different ways you can save money. Maybe you're not thinking about it, and then you'll be way, way, way ahead of the game at the end of the day.
I mean, who doesn't like to save money, Anthony? I know that a lot of our listeners are always looking for ideas and ways to do that. And Stewie right here, he's giving you the answers to the test, and all you have to do is give him a call on his personal cell phone number. That number is 314-324-4440.
Again, that number is 314-324-4440.
Give him a call, shoot him a text, day, night, weekend, doesn't matter. Anthony, if they can't remember that number and they're looking to save money, what can they do?
You can always Google the mega loan. Thanks, Stewie.
Stay cool, guys.
NMLS number 226715.
Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Jamie Rivers, Carey Davis. You gotta wait for that hook. So, Jamie, you were listening to the opening drive.
Yeah.
Or the drop, or the hook, or the, what's it called, Carey?
The drop.
Got to hit the post.
drop.
Yeah.
Hit the post.
Hit the post. That's the radio term.
Yeah, I know. I'm a radio guy now.
I know you are. Yeah, you are.
Not the hook.
No.
The hook is like
Put a hook in that beat.
What the hook gonna be?
What the hook's gonna be.
Yeah.
Can I say it any whiter? That's
I thought
that's
you
what I'm
did a
trying
really
to
good job of trying to spice it up a little bit.
That's what I'm going to try to do. I'm just going to say it as white as possible,
You try.
Carey.
That's
And
okay.
then you let me know
Yeah, that's not
when it gets too white.
What
All
the
right?
hook gonna be?
Anthony, I think you would say chorus.
Yeah, that's
you
true.
go.
Yeah.
That actually would fit better.
What the chorus going to be?
I don't know if I'd say it like that.
What?
You're like, what is the chorus?
What is the chorus, please?
What the chorus gonna be?
All right.
Yes.
Jamie.
What?
You're listening to the opening drive today.
I was.
And you take over.
Yeah, so Randy and Brooke were talking about Dylan Crochet, who obviously has been Dylan Carlson, Garrett Crochet. Yeah. So they're talking about Garrett Crochet from the White Sox, who has been, involved in several different rumors about teams looking to get him in a trade. Well, Garrett Crochet's camp came out and basically said he won't be pitching in October without an extension. Mm-hmm. And so that has led to lots of different conversations. And here's a snippet from some of the talks that Randy and Brooke had this morning regarding this situation.
Multiple teams backed off of their interest in Garrett Crochet when his agent made those comments. And that's completely understandable for a couple of reasons. Number one, if you just want to take it at face value, you're getting a guy for the playoffs this year, and he doesn't want to pitch in the playoffs. Well, he doesn't have to. And then you're stuck without the pitcher that you got for the playoffs, not pitching for you. And the other part of it is Brooke, you have to question the competitive desires of a pitcher when he tells everybody in the world, hey, I'm not going to pitch until I get my money.
I think that really throws a lot of teams off, I would say. And it's not surprising that a lot of teams have backed off on the trade deadline talks surrounding him. I am so surprised that his agent would come out with these demands. That's why I wonder if this is more of a player or an agent thing that is coming out and creating these demands. I mean, he has to, of course, agree with these. But do you think that the agent had a lot of say in this, of making him think that this is a good idea to make these demands?
This has agent all over it.
Yeah, and good for the agent.
100%.
Good for the agent, because here's what I don't like about the narrative to this is that, all of a sudden he's not a competitive guy or he doesn't want to win. Wait, what? No, he said he didn't want to pitch in the playoffs unless he had an extension. Mm-hmm. Can you blame the guy? Has anybody pulled up the numbers of pitchers that are getting hurt from overusage? And you look at a guy like this and you go, okay, he's an extremely talented individual, and he's not asking to just be given something for free. He's saying, you want me to come in and pitch more innings than I've ever pitched before with the risk of maybe hurting myself? You're going to pay me. Mm-hmm. And Carey, the first thing I thought of, quite honestly, was running backs and the running back position, because the running backs get overused at a young age and they just get ran into the ground. So similar here to young pitcher who now has pitched a lot of innings, the most in his career, and now he's going to go to a team possibly that's going to make a run, which means even more pitching for him, putting his own career at risk. So before we get to the running backs, Carey, lower level, I did what Randy said. I played through injuries. I played through all this stuff, and it didn't help me. It didn't. One, my performance dipped because you're playing injured. When you have a knee that's blown out or a shoulder that's popping out every other shift, or you got a hand that's broken or whatever it is, you can't play at the same level. So then you look, he's okay, And I never got the reward of, you know what? You played 35 games for us last year with broken ribs. Here's a 5-year extension. Mm-hmm. No, they said, we'll give you a 1-year deal and see how things go. Now, of course, I'm not Garrett Crochet. I'm not even considering myself in that category. But do you think the White Sox or any other team are going to trade for this guy, pitch him till his arm falls off, and then go, you know what? We shouldn't have done that. Here's your 8-year, $400 million contract because, you know what? You were a great guy for us.
Right.
No, it doesn't happen. So you got to protect your assets, and the agent is protecting the player. And again, Carey, I go back to the running backs who go through this problem too.
Yeah, he's making $800,000 this year. Like he's going to be up for
$800,000.
Yeah, that's what it is. $800,000.
I thought it was $8 million. 800,000?
800,000.
I'd be putting this guy. I'd be locking him in the basement, saying, "No chance you're pitching in the playoffs."
He hasn't made $8 million in his career yet.
Yeah,
he's made $7 million.
And you
in
want
his
to throw
entire
his
career.
arm out.
And he's up for arbitration next year, so he's going to get paid. And to eliminate that, he's probably saying, "Yeah, you want me to come play, as you said, pitch in the playoffs?" Because initially the question was, or the comment was, "Oh, he's on an innings count. He won't be able to pitch in the playoffs." He said, "No, I'll pitch in the playoffs. I'll do all of that. I want to win." But damn it, I want to get paid first. Like, I want to make sure that the rest of my life is set up, or at least the next 3 or 4 years, 3 to 5 years, I know where I'm going to be. I know how much I'm going to be making, and I will give you everything I got. But it is unfair, in my opinion, for you to to say that he doesn't want to. He's not competitive because he doesn't want to pitch on a $800,000. Like that's
crazy.
That's madness.
If you're going to put some skin in the game, so if you want me to put my skin in the game,
you want me to be there,
then you
I'll
have
be
to
there.
do the same.
Yeah.
We get a text from the 217 says, then if Crochet takes that approach, don't expect teams to give him the money when free agency comes along. That's the risk when you take trying to get an extension. No, that's absolutely false. If he's still pitching at the level that he's pitching now, he is absolutely going to rake when free agency comes around.
What does he make next year in arbitration? Like what's the number?
I mean,
is it 15?
Yeah.
10 to 15, 12 to 15 for next year alone?
Yeah, I can't remember what the actual arbitration, like what they have to do to like cap it and whatever, and what number that is, but he'll exceed whatever the top dollar is. He'll
Correct.
get it.
Yeah. So you're looking at a huge jump in what you're going to be making in less than 6 months. Why would I risk that, not knowing what the future could hold if I go somewhere and get injured?
You know, and great comment here from the Snake Pit from your mom's boyfriend. Are Jamie and CD trying to say that athletes are people? Crazy talk. That was my thought when we were talking about this before. It's like we sometimes we forget, or we can't we can't separate the fact that these are human beings trying to make a living just like we all are, from the fact that we want our favorite team to have this guy and they should do whatever because they're wearing a Cardinals uniform or a Tigers uniform or whatever.
And a real quick contrast here from
Dance for me, clown.
From
like,
the 618.
Win ball games from me.
I am no machine. I'm just Albert.
Yeah.
Come on. From the 618, he says, if he's under contract to pitch, then he pitches. That's what the contrast, though, here is then from the 314, teams will chew you up and spit you out. Then 816, MLB has been bullying players to make them do what they want for years. It's every sport. It's not just baseball.
Right.
It's every sport that wants to get as much juice as they can from the squeeze. But you got a player here and his representation that are ready and willing to dig their heels in to protect their asset. Mm-hmm. Because the player is his own business. That's what people don't understand. You're playing a sport to win, yes, but you have the opportunity to make a good living and set yourself, your family up for a long time. So you have to treat yourself like a business. Yes. And the smart business decision right now is for Garrett Crochet and his representatives to say, hey, we will pitch way beyond what we're supposed to for an extension. Because if the White Sox had him just without the trade consideration, they would not be pitching him over the required amount of innings because they wouldn't want to damage their asset.
Correct.
So why can they do it, but he can't?
Right. Yeah. Well said, Jamie. Well said. Will Jamie get selected in the second round of the Gauntlet? That's next on 101 ESPN.
Anthony, a lot of people have come up to me recently and asked me about mentality. A lot of the guys, they act like it's on the down low. Hey, I'm like, no, let's talk about it, man, because mentality has done great things for Anthony and myself, our guy Brad Thompson, and they're helping people. They're helping men regain that fire in their belly, regain that performance maybe in the bedroom, regain their life. So there shouldn't be any secrets about this. And mentality, the group over there is fantastic at the way they treat people. It's like that team, that clubhouse feel over there. All they have to do, Anthony, is stop by and they will fall in love.
We were just talking about Garrett Crochet, right? And somebody protecting the assets that they have. Well, what bigger asset do you have than your health? And the fact that you want to feel good every day and you want to be determined, you want to strive, right? Well, Mentality can help you with that because they have a program that will help you feel better if you do feel run down constantly, if you're agitated, if you're frustrated, if you know you have more in the tank, but your body's just not right? You're mentally not right. There are so many different ways that you can approach the health from a health standpoint and help yourself. Well, Jamie and I did it when we went down to Mentality, and you can too. It works. It's effective. Most insurance companies will provide, will take care of that for you when it comes to working with Mentality. They're fantastic. So head down to one of their 2 locations, Chesterfields or in South County. Or Jamie, where can they find it online?
Visit lowtusa.com. That's our friends over at Mentality.
Warriors, 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
.405, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Carey Davis and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. We have Jeff back on the line for round 2 of the Gauntlet. What's up, Jeff?
Oh, living the life.
There you go. Sounds good. Was your family proud of you last night?
Oh, yeah. Oh, they're all excited. They can't wait for today. It's a lot of pressure on me.
Well, you're going to be just fine, Jeff. I believe in you. Who are you taking on?
I'm going to go with Carey.
Oh, okay.
All right, Jeff.
There you go. I kind of thought you were going to go Carey yesterday, but you took me and you took me right down. So
I'm taking Carey, and give me some more random.
Oh, you want random, all right. Okay, well, tell Marsh to spin the wheel. We'll find out what you get.
That's called reverse psychology. Spin that wheel, Marcy.
This wheel sometimes doesn't return. Yeah, it knows.
The wheel knows when you're just joking around.
Oh, boy. It sure does.
Is it random again?
Oh, yeah.
Random. And not just like smack dab in the middle of random.
This wheel can be a you-know-what, man.
It's like your phone. It's listening to it.
It's listening. Absolutely. All right. So if you're playing along for the first time here in the Gauntlet, each question is worth 2 points unless either...
yesterday.
No, I know, but I'm talking to listeners. I'm talking to other listeners, Jeff.
Okay.
Come on, Jeff, work with us here.
Jeff, I do like you, okay, but I'm not just talking to you. 4 questions, all random. Every question is worth 2 points unless Jeff or CD ask for the options. If they ask for the options, those questions are worth 1 point. Jeff, are you ready?
Fire away.
All right, question 1. What is Earth's only natural satellite, a.k.a. a celestial body that orbits a planet? What is Earth's only natural satellite, a celestial body that orbits a planet?
Oh, that was my favorite subject. I'll take the options.
I don't blame you. The sun, the moon, or the International Space Station?
I'm going to say the moon. Final answer.
All right.
All right, Jeff, question 2. Can you tell us the biggest milk-producing country in the world?
Yesterday was strawberries, today's milk.
Mm-hmm. They go good together sometimes.
Yeah. Man, I got an idea here, but I'm going to take the options.
Okay. Is it the United States of America, China, or India?
Huh. I'm going to say the United States of America. Finally.
Question number 3. Who was recognized as the greatest female athlete of the 20th century by the Associated Press?
Who was recognized as the greatest Did you say female athlete?
Yes, who is recognized as the greatest female athlete of the 20th century by the Associated Press?
I'm just going to throw this out. I'm going to say Jackie Joyner Kersey. Final one.
All right.
I don't even know if that's the right century, but I'll go for it.
All right, question number 4, Jeff. On Barney and Friends, what is the name of Baby Bop's excitable older brother?
Man, I got 4 kids, but they're in their 28, 30 range, so I don't think so. Give me the options.
Melvin, Billy, or BJ?
Oh, it's BJ. Final answer. I watch a lot of Barney.
Okay. All right, let's bring back Carey from the Cone of Silence.
Barney? Not that Barney, more
Not that
expensive Barney.
All right, Carey's going to make his way back from the Cone of Silence. Jeff, how you feeling?
Not great.
Okay. We'll see. Carey is walking back with his gasoline tank of water.
His propane tank.
His propane tank. Yeah. Getting ready to go. How's the Cone of Silence?
I wasn't very silent. I was in there talking to Mike Ryder.
You don't like that?
Well, no, it's cool.
You sound a little upset it wasn't silent.
It wasn't the cone of silence necessarily. It was
a cone of chatter,
yeah,
chit chat.
We were talking.
Oh, yeah, just looking out for my guy Mike Ryder.
I love Mike Ryder.
Come on.
Don't you do that, Jamie.
They were probably talking about the goalie equipment that he's going to have to borrow here soon.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Mike, make sure you remove some of that
No,
padding,
don't
too.
remove anything. Actually, add some
But
padding.
just tell me which pads you removed. I'll hit that spot.
I'm gonna put on some like the prison movies where they duct tape the
what
phone books to their body.
Oh, I was wondering where you were headed there.
Not there.
Carey played a prisoner
I know. That's why you should know.
in a movie.
I did.
What was your name in the movie?
Grant Ripper.
Grant Ripper.
Oh, boy.
So
Yeah.
You get put in a cell with a guy named Grant Ripper.
I think it was Grant Ripper.
Could be an issue.
I don't think I'm enjoying it.
His nickname's Grip.
Especially in the morning.
Yeah. All right, Carey, let's focus up here.
All right.
Come
You
on,
got
Carey.
random
Game
today.
face here.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. You got random.
Didn't he ask for random?
He did, but
He knows.
he was trying the old reverse psychology, and the wheel goes. I know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, Jamie.
Oh, you better pack a lunch, Carey.
Question 1. What is Earth's only natural satellite, aka a celestial body that orbits a planet?
Say that again.
What is Earth's only natural satellite, a.k.a. a celestial body that orbits a planet?
The sun. Final answer. The sun orbit or do we orbit? Well,
It's your final answer, sir. Question 2.
Too late.
Can you tell us the biggest milk-producing country in the world?
Country?
Uh-huh. A lot of milking.
Yeah, a lot of milking. I would.
Jamie.
He just said state. I'd have thought like Iowa or something. But okay, give me the option, Jamie.
Is it the United States of America, China, or India?
Oh. Let's go India. Final answer.
Question number 3. Who is recognized as the greatest female athlete of the 20th century by the Associated Press?
So that would be. Oh man. Of the 20. Okay. You know what? Give me the options.
Options are Jackie Joyner Kersey,
Okay.
Mildred Babe, am I saying this? Dietrichson?
Yep.
And then we have Nadia Comaneci.
Comaneci.
Not Nadia Comaneci. The 20th century?
20th century.
Let's go Jackie Joyner Kersey. Final answer.
All right. Question number 4. On Barney and Friends, what is the name of Baby Bop's excitable older brother?
Don't know that one. Thought I should have not used the Jackie Joyner one. Give me the options, please.
Melvin, Billy, or BJ?
Barney's excitable. What is the question again?
On Barney and Friends, what is the name of Baby Bop's excitable older brother?
Baby Bop. And the options are
Melvin, Billy, or BJ.
Man, it would be Melvin. Billy or BJ, huh? Yeah. Give me BJ.
God, but you.
Final answer.
All right.
It's probably Melvin.
Let's go over these. On Barney and Friends, what is the name of Baby Bop's excitable older brother? Jeff, you went with BJ. Carey, you also went with BJ. Correct answer is?
Well, of course, it's always BJ.
Neither of you. No, wait. Both of you asked for the options. 1-1.
Yeah. Oh, it was BJ. Okay.
Yeah, I believe Baby Bop was the yellow dinosaur.
Yeah.
Okay. Who was recognized as the greatest female athlete of the 20th century by the Associated Press? Jeff, you said Jackie Joyner Kersey.
He didn't need the options.
He did not ask for the options. Carey, you did ask for the options, and you also went with JJK. Correct answer is...
Mildred Babe Dietrichson.
So we still have a 1-1 tie.
Yeah. I would not have even imagined that.
What is Earth's only natural satellite, a.k.a. a celestial body that orbits a planet? Carey, without the options, you said the sun, which was an option. Jeff, with the options, you said the moon. Correct answer is...
The moon.
The moon.
That orbits around.
That's what I said. I said, do we orbit around the sun or do we...
So Jeff has a 2-1 lead.
Not good.
Comes down to this. Can you tell us the biggest milk-producing country in the world? You both took the options. You both had different answers. One of you is correct. Jeff, you said the United States of America. Carey, you said India. If it's the U.S., Jeff is going to advance to round 3. If it's India, we have a walk-off. Jeff.
Walk it off.
It is India.
Oh, man.
So we got a 2-2 tie. Here we go. Jeff, you're going to hold off on your answer, okay? You do not blurt out your answer. Carey's going to write down his answer. Once Carey shows us his answer, we're going to go to you.
Okay.
And then you're going to,
Quickly.
Yeah, you're going to have to tell us your answer quickly.
Otherwise, Anthony thinks you're cheating.
Exactly. Yeah. It's only me. All right. Carey, are you ready with a piece of paper?
I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. Again, Jeff, hold off. Closest to the pin wins. When was Queen Elizabeth born? Give us the year. When was Queen Elizabeth born? Carey's writing down his answer right now.
We got an answer.
We have an answer.
Show the cameras, Carey.
He said delay, I think.
Jeff, what is your answer?
1904.
1904. 1904 was Jeff's answer. Carey, you wrote down
1926.
1926. Jamie, when was Queen Elizabeth born?
1926.
Jeff.
No way.
Yeah.
Hit it on the nose?
He hit it on the nose.
Unreal. As he was writing, I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
He hit it on the nose.
The nose. Who does that to me?
Wow.
We can show the cameras.
Yeah, it's a legit 1926.
Very legit.
That made up for the moon.
It did. Carey, thought process on that one.
Just a number. I don't have a thought process. I don't.
You just wrote one down.
Oh, I thought you knew it, like you actually knew it.
That's
what I thought too.
It was
I was like, man,
20-something, but it wasn't I didn't know it for sure.
That's impressive, man.
Yeah.
Nice job. Jeff, I'm sorry.
Good job, Carey.
Thank you, Jeff. Good job.
All right, buddy.
All
We'll
right.
talk to you guys later.
Hey, you had fun. Thanks, man. Thanks for listening.
All right.
All
Bye.
right. Gator says, CD, been watching The Crown.
I have been. Well, I did watch it.
So, Carey did this. Carey, a lot of people say, hey, you guys got to do your homework.
Yeah.
Carey did.
Yeah.
Carey did his homework.
Didn't
He
like
watched
when
The
they
Crown.
changed. Well, I don't want to spoiler alert. It's been out for a while.
Yeah.
They changed the queen. It kind of threw me off. Yeah. They changed the actress that played the queen.
Well, because she got older.
Well,
right?
yeah,
Is
but
that
I
how it
didn't.
goes?
Yeah.
Well, people get older. We're getting older right now.
We don't just get rid of them.
You didn't. Yeah, they could have put. They could have done the makeup. You know.
Yeah.
I'm also watching House of Dragon right now.
Oh, fantastic.
They are changing actors and actresses left and right. Well, mainly the actresses.
Oh, you must be in season 1.
I'm in season 1. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Like 2 seasons in.
Anthony, what season are you
two
on?
episodes in.
I'm not on it.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Sorry.
It's a good show.
There's no cool arms and,
Yeah. There's no Winter Soldier in House of Dragon.
There are dragons.
There are
That's
dragons.
True. Yeah.
Burn people and things.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's
You
interesting.
might want to check it out.
I think I will. All right. It's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We will give you an update on the latest here with the trade deadline. We'll, what's that? Marsh, go ahead. What do we got? Nothing. We're going to give you an update on the trade deadline.
The pitch com there.
Or we're gonna have BT. Is BT next? Okay. Brad Thompson actually is going to join us next. Somebody's going to make their major league debut tomorrow night. We'll ask BT about it next on 101 ESPN. Anthony Stalter back for Auto Centers Nissan. They've got over 700 vehicles all in one location, all out in Herculaneum. They do a fantastic job of providing you different options for your budget, different options for your style. We went to Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum to get our Pathfinder. I'm also driving around a Rogue. They have different cars, different makes, different models. They're all great, when it comes to the prices and things like that. But here's the thing. Their selection is outstanding. And it's not like you have to drive around the greater Illinois or St. Louis area to find that one vehicle that you're looking for. They've got over 700 vehicles all in one spot. So when you head to AutoCentersNissan.com, you can check out their selection. And then when you go in, ask to take the test drive, and then you're going to be blown away with the customer service. You're going to be blown away with the different features and incentives that they have, including a 30-day return promise within 30 days. If you're not completely satisfied with the vehicle, you can bring it back and receive a full refund on the car. They also have the 1-year complimentary maintenance and the lifetime complimentary warranty on new Nissan. So check them out in Herculaneum or online at AutoCentersNissan.com.
for some high heat with Brad Thompson. Inside and high. Powered by Scott Lee Heating Company, your preferred Mitsubishi Electric elite contractor. Visit ScottLeeHeating.com and by Rawlings. Visit the all-new Rawlings experience at Westport Plaza today. There's no excuse for Thompson throwing at the head of play. This is High Heat with BT on 101 ESPN.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter, and let's head to our 101 ESPN Celebrity Line. We're joined by our good buddy Brad Thompson, 2006 World Series champion. Of course, you hear him every single night, or most nights, alongside Chip Carey for Bally Sports Midwest. BT, how you doing today, brother?
I am doing great, guys. Kind of an exciting day, right? Is everybody doing the same thing that I'm doing, just refreshing Twitter or X every couple of seconds to find out what's going on?
100%. And then do you get mad when there's no new updates, even though these people are working hard to get you something?
For sure, you get angry every single time that happens. So, look, I'm sure that there are so many deals going on. We were downstairs a little bit earlier. We were in Ollie's office, which we get to talk with him every single day. And he had to cut our meeting short because he had to go meet with the brass to talk about, what they've got going on. So, look, a lot of irons in the fire right now for every team. And certainly as we're 35 minutes away from the deadline, the Cardinals are not done trying to continue to add to this ball club.
BT, big deal yesterday for the Cardinals. They go and address a pitching need and that right bat that they had been talking about. Your initial thoughts of the deal?
Well, I think you got better. I mean, that's what you're looking to do at a deadline, right? And look, I love Tommy Edman. Anthony, you know this. My son's favorite player is Tommy Edman. He was devastated when the news came out.
I said it on air yesterday.
Dylan was crushed.
BT, I actually mentioned Dylan. I go, I'm actually concerned because I know that Dylan's favorite guy is him. Yeah.
You know it. He was crushed. He was devastated. And it didn't help. Anything that I said did not help with the Tommy Edman news.
Poor
but
kid.
For anybody that is not an 11-year-old child, I think you can look at it and be like, Tommy wasn't here all year long. And you had the emergence of Michael Ciani in center field. You've got Donovan, who could play that role of hybrid player, who could bounce all over the place, super utility guy, and does it at a high level. Like, there really wasn't a fit right now. What there was a fit for was another starting pitcher, and there was a fit for a bat that can hit left-handed pitching and obviously select right-handers as well when you look at Tommy Pham. So they addressed both needs. I like the deal a lot. Erick Fedde having that renaissance season. You guys know he went to Korea. He played for hashtag our Dinos, Anthony.
Nice.
And went out and dominated, won the pitching Triple Crown over there last year, learned his sweeper, and really is refined his skills, and we've seen it happen at the big league level here. This is the guy that I've known since he was in high school, Vegas kid. So root for him, and I'm excited to see him here and excited to see what he can do. He'll start Friday in Chicago.
What does he add to this starting rotation that maybe has been lacking so far this season?
Look, he has more certainty right now. I mean, that's one thing you miss. He's not an ace. They didn't go out there and acquire Blake Snell, right? But he is a guy, I think he was 10th or 11th in the American League in terms of ERA. He is a strike thrower. He'll be on the ground a lot. You'll use your defense. And when you look at the Cardinals' rotation right now, guys, look, they've struggled a bit as of late, especially in July. They have a 5.39 ERA as a group in July. They could use a break, so much to the point where the Cardinals are playing 16 straight games now at this point that I'm sure you guys already talked about. Michael McGreevy is going to be starting tomorrow. They're going to push everybody back a day. So, these guys need a bit of a breather, and you're bringing in another starter that can add some innings. And then I would assume it's going to be Andre Palante as the kind of odd man out of this rotation. Well, then you have depth. That's a beautiful thing to have.
BT, you just mentioned with Michael McGreevy, so he'll be making his debut tomorrow night. Is this just a situation where the Cardinals, they wanted to give guys some extra rest and they decided to go with McGreevy? Obviously, Fedde is not going to be active until Thursday. So what's kind of the proper expectations for a guy like Michael McGreevy who's going to be making his major league debut?
Well, look, McGreevy's been throwing the ball well, first-round pick from a couple of years ago, and that is, it is all about building in a tiny bit more rest for these guys who have been dragging. You know how hot it's been. You know the schedule is tough, so you want to be able to build in days where you can. So that is the thought process. As far as expectations, it's I'm not sure. Like, let's see it. I know that in the minor leagues he has had his issues with lefties. I would assume that that's going to be an issue at the big league level. But he's got an opportunity. This is a guy that throws a ton of strikes. That was the call out of college, that he was one of the most pure strike throwers in the draft. And his stuff has elevated over the last couple of years. He's thrown harder and harder. So I look forward to seeing him have that opportunity. If he's right, I would expect him to be on the ground a ton. And then you have your defense working. And why not, if you're going to push everybody back a day, why not do it tomorrow? You know, it's been pretty hot out, even though it's pouring at Busch Stadium right now. It's been pretty hot out. And you might as well let the kids start the day game. Then you push Sonny to Thursday. He'll get the opener against the Cubs. And then you'll have Erick Fedde in there making his Cardinals debut against the Cubs on Friday. So it really just lines up well, and it builds everybody some more rest.
BT, I know you're going to hang with us through the break. We appreciate it. So more with Brad Thompson following the break next on 101 ESPN.
Well, Anheuser-Busch has had a great event going on. They are partnered up with Stella Artois as well as Hot Ones, and they're bringing all of us hot wings and hot trivia questions to St. Louis. There have been a few events already, the qualifying rounds, as we'll call it. There's one at Cyberg's, Helen Fitzgerald's, and, of course, Hot Shots, and it's an awesome night. You get some teams up there. They answer trivia questions. If they get the trivia questions wrong, they've got to dip their wings in the hot sauce, and it gets hotter each and every single question until you can't take any more. But it's not a big deal because you've got that awesome Stella Artois right there to wash it all down with. It's a lot of fun. A lot of people showing up for this. We're going to have the championship round, the finale on August 8th. Location to be determined still, but it is something worth coming out to check out. They've got attendance prizes, and there's a good buzz. A lot of people have some laughs. It's a great time. You will absolutely love it. So again, August 8th coming up, the grand finale. You're not going to want to miss it. If you need any more information, you can always visit 101ESPN.com.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals are looking to bounce back after a 6-3 loss last night to the Texas Rangers. Hopefully the start time will start at 6:45. We'll see if the rain will stay away. But we got Lance Lynn on the mound going up against Max Scherzer. And we are talking with Brad Thompson. So we will continue that discussion about the Cardinals, Major League Baseball's trade deadline, and everything surrounding that. So let's get back to Brad Thompson right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. As Andrew Marsh just told you in the Sports Center update, we got Brad Thompson back for another segment. BT, I know Jamie's been dying to ask you this question.
Yeah, BT, following Sonny Gray's last start, watching his post-game interviews and things like that, and listen, I know pitchers are a different breed. There is absolutely no doubt about it, and I respect it. I really do. But he said a couple things that had me scratching my head for several hours. It was that he knows what he has to do. He hasn't been doing it. He's going to change, and everybody will notice when they see it. That was pretty cryptic to me. Do you shed any light on that? Or you, as a former pitcher, have you seen anything that he's been doing differently that he might actually be talking about?
Look here, Jamie. First of all, pitchers are different breeds. I'll give you that. But then there are different breeds of different breeds, okay? Where it's just like, boy, what is that? That's different. That's kind of where Sonny's at. Sonny's next level, right? When he's the way that he prepares, the way that he thinks about things, the way that he answers questions. And I have no clue what he's talking about. But I can't wait until Thursday until we find out. And when I'm expecting after one inning, like, there it is right there. That's exactly what he was talking about right there, the things that he's working on and wants to do and wants to fix. No, it's interesting, right? He hasn't thrown the ball the way that he wants to. The last couple of starts haven't gone up to Sonny Gray standards. And it ticks him off. Like, he is an intense competitor. So I don't know if it's the way that he wants to utilize some of his pitches or sequencing or something mechanically that is a little bit off. But if he knows what is going to get him back on track, Jamie, that's good enough for me. But it'll be Thursday. We'll get a chance to see it against the Cubs. And hopefully all of us have that aha moment after he goes 8 scoreless against them.
BT, I believe you mentioned with the addition of Erick Fedde and all that's going on that Palante may be the odd man out, maybe moving to the bullpen. I think that's what you said. But if that is, what do you think about that? He's been one of your better pitchers here in the last 10 starts. So what are you thinking about what he's got going on?
Well, first of all, I think that he did save you. I mean, you were looking for that fifth starter, and you were hoping somebody would emerge, and he did. And he did a really, really good job for you. So if, in fact, that is the direction that they go, which I would believe that it will be, at least as of right now, it's tough. But he also knows that he can do this at this level and he'll be fine. And he's also going to know that he's going to provide value for this ball club. And you can always go right back to him at some point. I'm sure they'll figure out ways to keep him lengthened out. So you know how it is. You know, when you're the younger guy and they make some moves, sometimes you can be the odd man out. But if that was his last start for a turn or two around the rotation, Andre Palante has left a very good impression on this coaching staff. And he has kept you afloat. I mean, I really don't know exactly where this club would have turned to if Palante didn't step up. They've tried it with Matthew Liberatore. You've had mixed results down in the minor leagues. They didn't have anybody that was beating down the door that said, hey, give me these starts. So he really stepped up big. It's not an easy pill to swallow if that's the case for him, but I think that he's going to be just fine. He says mentally tough. I think Ollie said it last night after the game. He talked about that he is the guy that has grown the most this season, especially mentally, of just being dialed in and taking care of business. So whatever his role is going to be, I believe he's going to be ready for it.
A couple more things for Brad Thompson here in the Fast Lane on 101 at ESPN. BT, I'm sure you've seen the rumors too. You're mentioning the refreshing Twitter and things like that. But Dylan Carlson's name has been thrown out there a lot of late. I had remarked that even if you were to get the bullpen help that you needed, if that bullpen help was a rental, I'd have a tough time giving up Dylan Carlson, despite the fact that I know his trade value just isn't there. What are your thoughts on it? Do you think that's still a piece that the Cardinals should dangle to get the relief help that they need, even if it is a rental?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think it's at the point now with Dylan. They've kind of given him every opportunity to run with something. He hasn't had a chance to do it yet. I find it hard-pressed at this point today, whenever the lineups come out, and obviously they're going to be late. I find it hard-pressed to see his name on the roster at this point. So one way or another, I think that they're going to end up making a deal. You have to make room for Tommy Pham at this point. It seems like he might end up being the guy, and it sucks, man. I like Dylan a lot, and I believe in a young switch-hitting outfielder, but you got to make moves sometimes. So if that is the case for him, maybe it's option to AAA, and then he ends up coming back and he is good to go at some point, or maybe he is dealt for a bullpen piece. But I wouldn't hesitate at this point. And it's been weird. We've been watching these trade deadlines for years. Bader gets traded, so you can have more room for Dylan Carlson, and now Dylan Carlson, who knows, he might be on the move to bring Tommy Pham back. Like that could end up being the thing. But again, you look at the emergence of Michael Ciani. I don't see a lineup that doesn't have Newt Barr and doesn't have Burleson in it, and for the most part doesn't have Donovan in it. I mean, who knows if he's going to be in there tonight. But where's the fit right now? And you look at Tommy Pham. I mean, this is a guy that this year's got an 848 OPS against left-handed pitching, and Dylan's got a 5-something OPS. I just don't see the fit right now on the roster.
BT, you just you kind of read my mind there when you start talking about the outfielders. What is this going to look like on a regular basis? Because Alec Burleson, he's got to be an everyday guy. And, Michael Ciani has done such a great job defensively. The bats come alive a little bit, enough to kind of help you out. But then you got Donovan, you got Newt, and now you got Tommy Pham. Ultimately, what does this look like?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, right? And that's a good thing. It's good to have some different options out there. But again, your lineup for the most part is going to have Donnie in it. It's going to have Newton. It's going to have Burleson in it. I think that you will see anytime you face a left-handed pitcher, I believe that you'll see Tommy Pham in the lineup. I think that there are going to be certain righties that he will match up against, and you'll see him there. And that might actually end up being one of the bigger challenges. And I think bringing Tommy back is great, but he's going to want to play. That dude is going to want to be in there every day. So figuring out a way to keep him happy and engaged with what the role looks like. But he'll be the bat off the bench late. If he's not starting in the game, he'll have a chance to impact almost every game. Because how many times have we watched where you're watching a game, you see a lefty there, and it's like, well, what are your options off the bench? Mainly left-handed, or a guy that you don't know if he's going to get the job done. So I think that Tommy Pham will find a lot of impactful at-bats here down the stretch. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Who serves as a DH? Will we see Donnie bounce around more as super utility and give some guys some days off? I think that they would also like to be able to have times, guys, where Contreras is serving as that DH and getting Pages behind the plate more, man. There's no way around it. Pages is a really good catcher, and I would like to see him out there as much as possible, but it's hard to do when you have a few guys that you'd love to be able to slot into that DH role.
BT, the Cardinals have been battling, trying to catch the Brewers, and now in the wild card, they're being chased down by a few teams. One of those teams, the Pirates, just made some trades. They got Brian Dela Cruz from the Marlins, and they added Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. What are you seeing from the Pirates in that pitching staff? It feels like they are actually trying to go for it, something that they normally do not do.
Yeah, good for them. I like that. I mean, I don't necessarily like it for the Cardinals, who are tied with them, to your point, Carey. 2 games back of the wild card. They do hold the head-to-head against the Pirates at this point. So, but no, so the Pirates already have a dangerous pitching staff. And I'm not just talking about Skeens and Jones and Keller, and those 3 are really good. That Skeens kid might be okay. I don't know. Keep an eye out for that. But their bullpen is ridiculous, and then they added some pieces. So good for them. They're making a push. They've won 12 of their last 17, and credit Ben Sherrington and their front office to say, okay, well, we can't tear this down. We got to give these guys an opportunity. So I still believe it is going to be a race to the finish. We saw the Brewers bring in, because they were in on the Fedde deal too, weren't able to land him. They bring in Frankie Montas, who was not having a great season by any means, so they make an interdivisional trade with the Reds, bring in Montas. I still think it's going to be a fight down the stretch, but the Cardinals need to pick it up quickly, have not played their best baseball. Hopefully these couple of trades and maybe another one at the deadline end up being that shot in the arm they need.
Well, BT, we'll let you go, and hopefully they play period tonight as the rain falls. Hopefully they can at least have a late start and get the game in. So we'll be listening. We appreciate your time, as always, and have a great rest of your week.
Anthony, we've got a window here at Busch Stadium, okay? Everything's going to be fine. The game will be on time, fingers crossed. We don't need any more rain delays up here, okay? That's the way I'm feeling about it.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit. All right, brother, we'll check in with you again next week.
All right, fellas, see ya.
That's Brad Thompson here in the Fast Lane on 101 at ESPN. We are 15 minutes away from the MLB trade deadline.
The Rangers have released their lineup for tonight. Cardinals have not yet, so we'll see how that works.
I imagine the Cardinals release their lineup in about 15 minutes or so. That'd be my guess.
I mean, that's a really solid guess. Random guess, of course.
Exactly. Will the Cardinals make a deal for a reliever in the next 15 or so minutes? We'll talk about it next on 101 ESPN. It's raining right now. If you have a leaky roof, you want to make sure that you got Happy Roof on your cell phone, because the Happy Roof Company, they are phenomenal. Whether you have a older roof, a leaky roof, a damaged roof, you don't know if you have a damaged roof. Maybe it's the hailstorm from back in May, and now you're starting to see maybe some damage. The Happy Roof Company should be your first call. They have an outstanding relationship with insurance companies, an outstanding relationship with real estate, transactions and things like that. They also have, within 24 hours, the ability to have someone come out and look at your issue. So if you do call today at 314-665-3001, the Happy Roof Company will have someone to look at your issue within 24 hours. They do residential and commercial roofing. They've got the 10-year labor warranty on all shingle roofs. If you do need a new roof, over 50 years combined experience in roofing, siding, and gutters. Financing options available. And like I said before, they work very well with insurance companies. So if you need help with some insurance paperwork on a damaged roof, or if your insurance claim got denied but all your neighbors are getting new roofs, give the Happy Roof Company a call. They work extremely well with insurance companies, and they'll iron out any issues that you have. 314-665-3001. That's the Happy Roof Company, thehappyroof.com. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We have 9 minutes until Major League Baseball's trade deadline. And this is interesting. So Katie Wu tweeted this out. This holding pattern is not atypical for the Cardinals. John Mozeliak's recent buzzer beater moves. In 2021, he acquired John Lester from the Nationals in exchange for Lane Thomas. In 2022, he acquired Jordan Montgomery from the Yankees in exchange for Harrison Bader. In 2023, he received a prospect haul for Jack Flaherty, who was dealt to the Baltimore Orioles. So 2024 TBD. So this has been a trend for Mo. Do you guys believe that Mo will get something done under the gun at this year's deadline?
I do. I think just listening to BT describe, that it's pretty much time for the Cardinals to move on from Dylan Carlson. John Denton talking to Dylan Carlson. Dylan Carlson acting like he doesn't know if he should put his uniform on. Ollie Marmol having to leave the press availability to go talk to the front office. All of these things indicate that there will be some kind of move. Is it automatic that it's Dylan Carlson? No, I don't think it's automatic. I think that's the logical choice right now that we have kind of gotten to. I think there'll be one more small deal. I don't think it's going to be like something like, whoa.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be like, yeah, that sounds about right.
We were talking earlier, and you thought that Dylan Carlson shouldn't have said anything. And I thought that he shouldn't even been there to have to say anything.
What do you mean?
Like, if you're unsure and there's talks of him potentially being traded and not being on this roster, it's been circulated, it's all on the news feed, it's on Twitter, you can call him and say, hey, don't come in today. We're going to sort some things out. We'll call you when we make a deal, if we decide to make a deal, if not. But you're not playing today anyways. You're not a starter. You're not starting on this team. So there's really no need for you to be here and put you in an uncomfortable situation where people are asking you questions that you have no answer to because it's out of your control. So in my opinion, that's something where they could have called him and said, hey, we know, you're reading the things going on. We're still figuring some things out. We want you here or we don't want you here, whatever the conversation is, but you don't have to come in today. We're going to figure some things out. I'll give you a call. Someone will give you a call when we make a decision.
Yeah, unfortunately, when that happens, I've seen it happen. And then when trades don't go through, now you've had a guy that sat at home through the deadline, and now you got to bring him back the next day and try to figure out where the pieces go.
Well, you're going to have to do the same thing anyways. He's sitting there wondering if he's going to put on his uniform and be traded or not.
Look,
so
you know what happened there, okay? He was being a pouty little thing. Let's just be honest, okay? You know this.
But he
could have answered it differently. I've been in that situation before where I'm looking around the room, and there's 7 defensemen that are dressing for that night, and I'm defenseman number 8. I didn't sit there and tell the media, well, I don't know if I should put my uniform on or not, don't know if I'm playing. No, I put the damn uniform on.
How old were you at that time?
You got to rip this son of a gun off my back. I'm going to put this thing on until you do trade me. And if you don't, I'm going to stick it.
I'm probably going to say, why the hell would I put that uniform on if I'm not going to be here in 30 minutes?
But you don't know that.
I don't know that I am either.
I don't know. I just would have handled it different. I said, listen, man, I'm here to play baseball until they tell me I'm playing for somebody else.
That's
bottom line.
He probably wants out.
But probably.
Yeah, probably wants out.
That's what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. Calm your face. Jeff Passan tweeting out. Yeah, calm your face. Jeff Passan tweeting out that the Baltimore Orioles are finalizing a deal to acquire outfielder Eloy Jimenez from the Chicago White Sox. Eloy Jimenez, incredibly banged up throughout his career. Also a huge power threat. I like the move for the Orioles. I have no idea what they're giving up, but I like it. As you mentioned, because we just had BT on, Carey, you had talked about this. The Pirates are finalizing a deal to acquire super utility man Isaiah Keener Falefa from the Blue Jays. So Falefa's going to the Pirates.
Jeff Passan 30 seconds ago, Jack Flaherty to the Dodgers.
Oh, wow.
Son of a... Well, okay.
Look at those guys just getting better all the time.
Yeah, trying to win and stuff. Yeah, so Jack Flaherty to the Dodgers.
Ken Rosenthal also said, sources according to The Athletic, that Garrett Crochet will not be traded this season.
That makes sense.
So
that makes sense.
And if you missed that discussion that we had, go check it out at the podcast on the website.
Well, there you go.
Or your free 101 mobile app. All brought to you by Carey
Dobbs Tire and Auto Center.
Well done. Yep. So Jack Flaherty going back to Southern California. Somebody, I think he'd wanted to be a Dodger at some point, or at least discussed it. So Jack Flaherty going to the Dodgers. We're now 4 minutes away from the trade deadline. We don't know what any deal is going to break here in the next couple of minutes.
Ken Rosenthal reporting 3 minutes ago that Garrett Crochet will not be traded, per sources. Did you just read that? Marston. I was reading away at this stuff.
We're all, you know what, Jamie?
I'm going to
defend you.
I am totally dizzy.
I'm going to defend you. This is one of those days. It's
Did you
very
know, though,
fun.
that Eloy Jimenez
No, but did Jack Flaherty go to the Dodgers? I'm going to defend you on this. This is one of those days where all of us. I mean, normally, like we're all engaged. Remember, today is one of those days. I have looked out.
I'm trying to find
you guys
things as we're doing it, so that
Well, that's what I'm explaining. I've looked out to you guys.
Yeah.
And you guys are all buried in your computer, and then I realize that you guys are talking, and I'm also refreshing. So, just saying with us, on this. So we're trying to update as everything's coming in here.
Guys, the Cardinals traded for Erick Fedde and Tommy Pham.
Okay.
3-team trade. How about that, guys?
That's interesting. Yeah, that is absolutely.
Nice.
Yep. All right. I'm not seeing anything else here.
Did you mention the Brian De La Cruz as well?
I did not mention Brian De La Cruz. No.
What do you think about that?
For the Pirates?
Yeah.
I love it.
They are trying. They are actively.
Brian De La Cruz has got some speed, got some pop. I like that. I like that for
Kiermaier went
him.
to the Dodgers.
Who did?
It says here, Kevin Kiermaier.
So they got a defensive center fielder, Jack Flaherty. They got Tommy Edman to fill their super utility role whenever he's healthy. So the Dodgers are loading up again. Marlins have completely they're in the midst of a fire sale here. The White Sox continue to do their fire sale.
Oh yeah.
So Eloy Jimenez going again to the
Who do
Baltimore
they have left
Orioles.
now?
They've got Luis Robert.
Yeah, he's still there.
Paul DeYoung earlier today was traded to the Royals. Fedde obviously and Pham obviously going to the Cardinals. So the White Sox have Luis Robert. If you're Luis Robert, you're like,
do me next. Hey,
I'm up next, right?
Please go now.
Where am I going? The Yankees? Huh?
You're gonna stay here.
You're going to stay right here.
What did I do to you guys?
The Braves last night made a lot of moves. The Braves acquired Jorge Soler and Austin Jackson from the Giants for basically nothing. It was a salary dump for the Giants. Alex Cobb was traded to the Guardians today from the Giants. So, I mean, it has been a very interesting trade deadline over the past week or so now. Pirates and Astros apparently working on a deal, but don't know what the names are. So why don't we do this? We are going to take a break. We're going to allow the trade deadline to pass. We're going to continue to update and see if there's any last-second deadline moves that come our way. So we'll talk about anything post-deadline next on 101 ESPN.
that's not something that's up to me. So for me, all I can do is control the energy and effort I give whenever I'm given the opportunity to go out there and play. So I don't control what uniform I get to put on. So ultimately, that's really something I can't really focus on.
Well, that was the last time you heard from Dylan Carlson as a Cardinal, because he was just traded to the Tampa Bay Rays for Shawn Armstrong. Dylan Carlson for Shawn Armstrong. Derek Gould first had the report that the Cardinals were trading Dylan Carlson to Tampa Bay. Mark Feinsand said it's for Shawn Armstrong. So
is that Neil's brother?
Nope. No, it's not.
Lance?
Yeah, Lance's
What about
older
Louis?
cousin.
Louis.
Jeff Passan also confirming the Cardinals are getting right-handed reliever Shawn Armstrong from the Rays for Dylan Carlson. All right, you guys want some good and some bad?
Oh, Anthony, give us the good.
Okay, so here's the good with Shawn Armstrong. His FIP, which is the advanced metric for ERA, let's phrase it that way, is 3.76. It reads just like the ERA. So 3.76. That's what it's expected to be. Now, his ERA is 5.40, which is not good. Now, ERA can be a little misleading when it comes to the bullpen, with the two relievers. His strikeout rate is very good, 9.64. His walk rate is horrendous, 3.66. So this is somebody that can get swing and miss, but he also walks too many batters. He's 33 years old. He's a free agent at the end of the year. BK just chimed in the snake pit. Armstrong has pitched this year in the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th inning. So somebody with a lot of versatility.
Can do it all.
BK jumping into the snake pit.
I love it. I love it.
Be careful in there, BK. This could be dangerous.
I love the strikeout rate. I love the fact that they added somebody that can miss bats. They need that in their bullpen. I hate the fact that he's got no cost control. He walks too many batters, and you gave up, at one point a top prospect. This is also somebody in Shawn Armstrong. If you look at his baseball savant page, it's trending in the wrong direction. So, to me, it's kind of a meh deal.
I don't get it. And especially you're trading with the Rays.
Right. You're going to get fleeced. Let's just say it. You're going to get fleeced.
Dylan Carlson's
going to be a dude now.
You're going to be making the playoffs.
Yeah.
In there.
Maybe not this year, but.
Happy for him.
Well, it's good to see that Mo's hands are alive and well.
Yeah, they're not cold.
Does he
dead.
only know, the Rays number? I don't.
Got him on speed dial.
It's easy.
Mo hasn't updated his contact list.
He still got a Rolodex.
Yeah, he couldn't figure out how to transfer it from phone to phone.
He got a Rolodex.
Rolodex.
I mean, there were other relievers.
He only uses a landline.
There were other relievers that were rentals with certainly better numbers than Shawn Armstrong.
Well, maybe the Cardinals know something we don't, which is that Steven Matz is going to be back sooner than later, and that Andre Palante going to the bullpen. They're going to automatically have more arms.
So you just give up Dylan Carlson?
Anthony, I'm not condoning
Or
the
maybe
trade.
there was
I don't like your attitude.
Or maybe there was nothing else to get.
That's the problem. Neither do the Cardinals.
Nothing else to get for him. Maybe there was no other trade.
No, you're right. This is his trade market.
This might be the best that you could get.
No, you're absolutely right. His trade market was done. Mm-hmm. It was either trade the soda machine or Dylan Carlson. Both have the same value.
Oh, wow.
I would argue that the soda machine has a little bit more to give.
Andrew,
It
stop.
actually gives out soda.
No, the soda machine only gives it out from one side, though.
Is there Dr. Pepper in the said soda machine?
Oh, then I'm definitely taking the soda machine.
100%.
Yeah.
You guys are terrible.
You guys are hard.
What are you talking about?
Look at Shawn Armstrong's baseball reference page or his savant page, and then you tell us that we're terrible. All right? You go ahead and do that.
Either way, this is the Cardinals' fault.
Yes, it is.
Anthony, if it's all
From start to
red,
finish.
Is that bad?
All in red is great.
Well,
all in blue is bad. If you look at Armstrong, most in blue.
BK just posted something here. Come here. Don't understand this. This is Armstrong.
Yes.
What is this here?
Last year?
I don't know.
Maybe it was last year.
Let's see.
He said he was good last year.
Oh, he's good last year.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
well, you should have acquired him
yeah.
last year.
He had a 1.38 ERA last
That's
year.
what BK was showing is
Yeah, it's 2023.
Yeah.
He was good.
So you're saying there's a chance.
So in 2023, he was outstanding. This year, he fell off a cliff. Is that what we're saying?
Maybe.
Okay.
This is a great text.
That's terrible.
From the 314. The soda machine has more pop than Dylan Carlson.
That's really good. That's creative. That's creative.
That's amazing.
I mean, if you're the Rays, you do this deal every time.
Every day of the week.
Every time.
There's more upside.
Who do you want? He's still on the roster? Sure. Go ahead. Take him.
Yeah.
Well, you got a reliever. You got a reliever. He can pitch. He can pitch in the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh. Oh no! You're sitting your ass right there, Carey. You're finishing the damn show.
We got to do this. You've got to do this.
Exactly.
You guys enjoy the rest of the
Do you remember
show.
that conversation that we had when you took your son to the ballpark and his friend?
Yep.
And we told you when you texted our group, you said, "Can I leave?" And we all said, "You sit there and you make those boys watch this because they need to see what their future is."
They need to know what pain is.
Exactly.
Somebody did say that even Billy Bean negotiated to have his soda machine filled for 2 years.
For 2 years.
A great GM would have gotten at least one free night at a hotel.
Very true.
At least one.
Very true.
Future considerations.
I
I
completely
got 2 hotel nights for Dylan Carlson.
I completely agree with Aaron in the snake bit. Aaron says Rays can't lose in this deal. Absolutely not.
No.
They can't. They cannot lose in this deal.
Because if it
It's
goes
a rental
well,
reliever.
If it goes well, then it's amazing for them. I don't know that it will.
Yeah.
But they didn't lose.
Why not add a little something and try and get Pete Fairbanks to make our listeners happy?
That would have been nice.
What did you just read?
Can the soda machine vent from the left side?
John Denton now tweeting out Cardinals traded Dylan Carlson to the Rays for Shawn Armstrong. Armstrong 33, 2-2 with a 5.40 ERA in 38 games, 7 starts. He has 1 save with 50 Ks over 46 and 2/3 innings. Again, the thing I'll say about Shawn Armstrong is he can miss bats. That is the if the Cardinals have honed in on somebody that can actually miss bats in their bullpen, I'm good with it. But the fact that you gave up, what's that?
What? I said strike zone 2, apparently.
At times. Sure.
Who's keeping count?
With a walk rate over 3, yeah.
Nobody's watching.
Sheets right here tell me.
It's too much information. It's overkill.
Don't look at that stuff.
What do you guys think?
It is what it is.
Okay.
It is what
You're
it is.
not. I mean, I get it.
The Cardinals made it.
I'm not going to lose sleep over it.
Bottom
But
line is the Cardinals had no more room for Dylan Carlson. They probably had a good talk with him, respected him enough, and said, "We're going to move you to a place that's going to use you. We'll find something in return."
Let you play every day.
And that's
Right.
what happened.
Yep.
It's literally what happened.
Yeah. You're right. You're absolutely right. All right, so that will conclude the trade deadline for the Cardinals. So they get Erick Fedde, they get Tommy Pham, and they get Shawn Armstrong. Mo got what he wanted. He got a starter, he got a right-handed bat, and he got a reliever. And it took him 2 players and no prospects. It took him Tommy Edman, and it took him Dylan Carlson. 2 of those guys are rentals, Tommy Pham and Shawn Armstrong. Fedde will at least be around for next year. What do you think? What do you think of the deadline? We'll take your text if you want to leave us a mic drop. We still got 45 minutes here of the show. We certainly are going to do some, beat the streak and bet the board, but still plenty of opportunities to send in your text. What do you think of the Cardinals deadline? That's what they got. Those 3 players, Fedde, Pham, and Armstrong. We'll take your text next on 101 ESPN. All right, what do you think? What do you think of the Cardinals trade deadline? They acquire Erick Fedde and Tommy Pham from the White Sox. It costs them Tommy Edman, who goes to the Dodgers in that 3-team deal. And then right at the deadline, the Cardinals traded Dylan Carlson, former top prospect, to the Rays for somebody named Shawn Armstrong. Almost said Alexander.
He was a really good running back.
Yeah, I think I would have rather. Never mind.
It's a damn shame what they did to him.
It certainly is. Yeah. Here's my take on this, guys. Mo got what he set out to get. He wanted a starter. He wanted a right-handed bat. He wanted a reliever, and he got it. He accomplished what he wanted to get.
Filled out his grocery list.
He filled out his grocery list, didn't he, Jamie?
He sure did. Get the milk, the eggs, and the bread.
And he got one of the best starting pitchers on the market. He got a guy in Tommy Pham that will bring a little sandpaper to the clubhouse that wanted to be here. That's one of the prerequisites of any deal for the Cardinals, is the guy actually wants to be in St. Louis. So Tommy Pham, I like. This last one, I mean, to me, it's an outstanding deal for the Rays. It's a rental. At best, the guy misses bats. At worst, he walks the house consistently. That's what you got in Shawn Armstrong. High strikeout rate, the ability to miss bats, but his walk rate is atrocious.
Yeah,
and you gave up a former top prospect for him.
We've noticed in the last couple of games when you walk people, they generally come around and score.
Pretty much.
So you don't want to do that, especially in a relief role.
Yeah.
It's my opinion. So, I don't know.
So what do you guys think?
About the entire trade deadline or just this trade specifically?
No, the entire deadline.
The Cardinals deadline.
The Cardinals deadline.
Yeah. I'm fine with it. I honestly didn't have higher expectations than what we received. I didn't think we'd get the right bat. I thought we'd find a right-handed batter just because you got to check the box off.
Kind of like you just kind of found a reliever. Like,
correct.
He had RP next to his name, so
yes,
you gave up Dylan Carlson.
But
for him.
I'm pleased with Erick Fedde and Tommy Pham, and I don't know enough about Shawn Armstrong to comment yet. His numbers last year were really good. His numbers this year, not great. So I really don't know. I guess time will tell. But overall, I'm fine. I'm pleased. I'm not like through the roof. I'm pleased with the moves the Cardinals made.
All right.
I think maybe last year was the outlier. I don't know. He's really good. But, he's had some not so good years in terms of ERA and all of that. So I guess we'll figure out when we get here, when he gets here, and what role he actually fills. I mean, you sent Giovanni Gallegos down. So maybe obviously there's room. You got some spots available for a relief pitcher, and you need some help. So I guess for me, the jury is out. It's wait and see for what he is and what he's capable of doing. Erick Fedde and Tommy Pham, I think, to give up one player and get two players in return, that's a good deal. Does Erick Fedde add to this starting rotation? Is he going to be, that number two that you need? Hopefully. But you can kind of say or have the same questions with him. He has had a really good year this year, but prior to, what was he or how was he? Is it going to be able to sustain it for the rest of this season and next season?
Yeah.
It's all a wait and see process. It's not a lot. There isn't a lot of, I guess, a good track record for the guys. Tommy Pham, we know what he is. He's going to be your fourth outfielder and hit, play on days where they got a left-handed starting pitcher. So, all in all, good enough.
Yeah, good trade. But honestly, my honest opinion, whatever. This team,
the trade or the whole deadline?
The whole deadline, the whole team.
Well, what makes you whatever about Fedde and Pham?
They're fine. They're good. They're fine. They're good. They're fine.
They're fast lane fine.
They're fast lane
fine.
fine.
They're more than I expected the Cardinals to get.
100%.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, 100%.
What is it? You're right. What is it with this team? You just
whatever. Because I just saw them lose in the fashion they did yesterday, and I'm like, this team doesn't really get me excited. I feel like Carey now for the past 3 months.
I've been trying to tell you,
Marsh. I'm sorry to hear that.
Marsh, no,
it's raining outside. It looks like it just looks horrible outside. It's ruining my mood.
Like in Carey's head.
Why can we not put our feelings together though? Why can we not put our feelings together and explain how we feel about the Cardinals? Because you know what I mean? You go into the deadline, they need a starting pitcher, they need a reliever, and they need a right-handed bat. And they come out and they got a starter. But yet, and I feel the same way you guys do, it's like,
I'll tell you why. Because are these moves going to help you catch the Brewers, or are they going to help you keep the Pirates off your backside?
I don't know.
Because the Pirates made moves.
I like the Pirates moves
feel
better.
Like they are trying to surpass you and actually chase down Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And so when you put it in those terms and you look at it from that perspective, you just want to talk about the division. Let's not worry about, the Dodgers or the Phillies. Let's not worry about the Braves. Let's just look in the division. Are these moves going to help you win the NL Central?
You're 7 games back, so no.
Well, then
Carey,
you have it.
The Pirates historically are a team that's known to go for it. So we had to expect these trades today.
The Pirates are a team that is not known.
Anthony's asleep over here.
No,
I just lost it.
I missed it. Sorry, I just saw that another deal came in.
Actually trying
not
this
significant.
year.
Are they?
And they got starting pitching to.
Do they ever?
And they got some bullpen, some relievers that are really good. And then they add a couple of guys, some bats.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're actually actively trying. Like, was it last year or 2 years ago when the Pirates started out really hot?
Yeah.
That was last year.
Last year. I had friends in Pittsburgh. Come, man, you see the Pirates? They never talk about the Pirates. They wait until football season.
Yeah.
They give a damn about what the Pirates are doing, but they were playing well. And they are trying to me, it looks like they're trying to actually win this season.
The Brewers didn't do anything, though, so I guess they got Frankie Montas. He had a 5 ERA with Cincinnati. So I guess that's good.
The Cardinals, they got Erick Fedde, great. Yeah, great. That's awesome. I'll give
one
him
of the best pitchers at the deadline.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, how have the other 4 pitchers on your team been doing lately?
Not great, Marsh.
In fact, the one good one, you're actually taking him out of the damn rotation.
That's correct.
So that's why I'm like, whatever. I'm whatever about this team. I'm going to watch them. I'm going to root for them. But they continue to make me feel like whatever. That is how I feel.
That's sad, Marshy.
It is sad.
Such a young age to be just unhappy like this.
What they didn't make it move.
I don't like what the Cardinals have done.
Did not make it move at all.
I don't like what the Cardinals have done to our guy Marshy.
He's depressed, so ish.
Yeah. By the way, Medicine Shop St. Charles can help out with all that stuff.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah.
With my Cardinal fandom.
Yeah, that too.
I want to be partying on a back patio.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Really?
Like when Jamie watches the Cardinals games.
watching.
That's what I want to be doing.
Yeah.
When they're winning. That's when they're winning.
You get the nice sofa back there. It's amazing how comfortable it can be.
Sure.
And how much you can celebrate wins.
No doubt. So, Marsh, you're not depressed. It just didn't make you move.
I'm just whatever, you know? It's not bad. It's not good.
Yep. Okay.
Let's win a game. Let's win.
That'd be nice.
Let's win tonight if they play. Of course.
We do have a lineup. You want to play a lineup game?
Finally.
Oh, wow. I can't wait for this one. This should be fun.
Will Tommy Pham be in said lineup?
I don't know.
Well, let's play the lineup game next on 101 ESPN.
If you are looking for windows, visit my friends at Window World. They are simply the best for less. They're also the preferred window of your St. Louis Blues. Window World uses a double-strength glass that is not commonly found in replacement windows. And the reason I know this is because I was over there in the showroom. They put a window on the floor and told me to stand on it. I thought they were crazy at first, but the window didn't break. That tells you right there you've got a quality window that's not just durable, but it's efficient. It keeps that hot air out in the summer, that cold air outside in the winter, and hopefully keeps your money in your wallet because they are such a great window. They're also great at customer service. They pride themselves on making sure that everything is done properly and to your satisfaction. They also give you a lifetime warranty that covers all the parts, the glass breakage, and the labor. And let's not forget that right now they're offering 36 months same as cash financing with approved credit. And all you have to do, it's real easy. Just pick up the phone, call them, tell them Jamie from 101 ESPN sent you in. That number is 314-993-1800. Again, that's 314-993-1800, or you can always visit them at windowworldstlouis.com.
.101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. There was a trade made at the last minute for the Cardinals. The Cardinals have traded Dylan Carlson to the Tampa Bay Rays, and they get Shawn Armstrong, a pitcher, in return. We talked about that just not too long ago. If you missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page, and you'll find all of our interviews and full shows there, and it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Well, we're hoping the Cardinals get underway at 6:45. They'll take on the Texas Rangers, as Lance Lynn is supposed to take on Max Scherzer tonight. And we have a lineup that is out, so we'll play the lineup game next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Time to play the lineup game. This one should be interesting as the Cardinals continue their series against the Texas Rangers. It'll be Lance Lynn versus Max Scherzer. You know, Max Scherzer is from here, right? Mm-hmm. It's a local product. Went to Mizzou.
Sure did.
Okay. Obviously, Max is a right-hander. So here we go.
Show us Mason win.
What? What?
Another case.
Yeah, my goodness,
I mean, do
Carey.
we need to discuss it at this point?
no,
we
we do
should.
not.
I think it's prudent, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Why?
Just go ahead.
Show us Mason win.
I'm watching the Futures
Thank
game, and this thing's all over Instagram. It's like, this guy threw a ball 100 across the time. That's awesome. But, like, how many throwing errors does he have?
Shut up.
All right.
Well done.
If we're doing it that way, show us Alec Burleson.
Yep.
You know, kind of closed my eyes and swung at it and did what I wanted to do.
Bully to the rescue!
Wilson Contreras.
We're going rogue today, apparently.
Show us Wilson Contreras.
DH.
No.
Catches mid. Check. Okay, so this was Brendan Donovan.
Do it again.
Okay.
You don't think?
I'm not saying yes or no.
What do you think?
You're Switzerland.
No, I'm just kind of trying to think where Tommy Pham would fit in this lineup, but I don't know if he's going to play against Scherzer. I think he might be coming off the bench today. Could be wrong.
I don't think Pham is hitting fourth if he is in the lineup.
Donovan.
Go ahead.
I would like, yeah.
Go ahead.
Show us Brendan Donovan.
No.
Good guy. Good job. All right.
Goldie?
I mean, he has been hot.
He batted seventh yesterday.
Yeah, but they lost.
He's been red hot.
Go ahead.
Show us Paul Goldschmidt.
Sorry, guys.
Is he going back to Arenado here?
No.
Gorman?
Probably Tommy Pham.
Go ahead.
You have it.
Show us Tommy Pham.
What a shame.
I didn't think he would be batting fourth.
Well, you should have said something.
I did.
Gorman?
If you see something, say something.
Arenado or Gorman? It's got to be, right?
Go ahead. Who do you think?
I would say Arenado.
I think it's popcorn.
Go for
Do
it.
it.
Show us the popcorn, man.
What the H is wrong
Son
with
of
you
a-
guys?
All right. Go ahead. Go ahead, Anthony.
Show us Nolan Arenado.
Did we say Goldie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We said the whole team.
What were we missing?
Goldschmidt.
Did you say
Donovan? Gorman? Pham?
Newt?
Newt, there it is.
Here?
Carpenter.
We didn't. After his home run yesterday?
Well, we've said half the team.
It's not Matt Carpenter.
Didn't say Newt.
No, go ahead.
Show us Lars Newtbar.
What makes you think oh, she turned me into a newt. A newt.
I love this team.
How is
I love
Newt
these guys
in the cleanups? This makes no sense.
these
We'll
guys.
talk about this after. I just can't. Ollie, my gosh.
I kind of hate him.
I love these guys, man.
Wow.
Just bite your tongue.
Hey,
all right, so
keeps me
now
on my
this has
toes.
got to be Goldie, or is it Arenado?
It has been Arenado.
No, it's
It
right.
gotta be Arenado.
Go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead, Anthony.
Show us Nolan Arenado.
You are so wrong.
All right, yesterday. So this is probably Donovan. Maybe they moved him back.
Go for it.
Show us Brendan Donovan. Oh my goodness.
Show us Paul Goldschmidt.
Gold. Rich with gold.
It's going to do the same thing.
Ollie put the names in a hat today. Of all days to put them in a hat.
I don't even know who's playing where right now.
It's got to be Arenado now.
Show us Nolan Arenado.
Show us the popcorn man.
Show us Brendan Donovan.
Show us Tommy Pham.
Oh my God!
Show us Matt Carpenter.
Behalf of the veteran and new leadership.
Also, where's
We
the
are falling downhill right now.
This is not on us.
We're not even running downhill. We're falling. We're tumbling.
This is tumbling.
Yes, just ding, 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 ding.
Okay, this has got to be Nolan Arenado.
He might not be playing today.
He might not be
How
playing.
can you not? You're in a playoff race.
Maybe Gorman is at third.
Do they know that?
Carey, they just made trades that suggest they're trying to win, at least sometimes.
Depending on the day.
It's got to be Nolan.
Yeah, go.
No. Okay, show us. Nolan Arenado.
It's Brendan Donovan. Nolan isn't playing today. That's my feeling. Show us Brendan Donovan. Oh, my goodness.
Gorman?
Show us Nolan Gorman.
Tommy Pham. Show us Tommy Pham.
Show us Matt Carter. No, we just
We
had
did-
Matt
already
Carter.
did that. Slow down.
Sorry.
This is the 7. Who is it?
I'm so lost.
Pedro
right now.
Paez?
7?
He got 13, 14 game hitting streak.
Who's
Who
our
are we missing?
outfield? We're missing Donovan, Gorman.
We said Donovan. We said Gorman.
But I'm
Yeah.
saying, there's no Donovan, no Gorman, and no Arenado yet.
Who's on this team?
That's what.
Brandon Crawford. Is he playing today?
Might be at third base.
He might be. You're right. Yeah.
Show us the crawdaddy.
So we'll. Oh, jumping crawdaddy.
What are we doing here? We just giving up? That's
Yes.
it? We're done? We
Yeah.
make trades and then we give up? Roll over? Scratch our belly?
So this is Gorman.
Yeah.
Show us Nolan Gorman.
Get your fresh organic popcorn.
Get your popcorn ready.
So
Show us-
Donovan's obviously out.
Show us Michael Ciani.
Michael.
You're not Michael Phelps. You're Michael Cera.
Okay. Marsh, why don't you go ahead and run that since nobody knows what the hell we just did.
Well, of course. Leading off, your shortstop, Mason Wynn, batting second in left field, Alec Burleson. Batting third, your catcher, Wilson Contreras. Your cleanup hitter in right field, Lars Taylor Tatsui Newtbar. Batting fifth, first baseman Paul Goldschmidt. Batting sixth, the DH, Matt Carpenter. Batting seventh, third baseman Brandon Crawford. Batting eighth, second baseman Nolan Gorman. And batting ninth, in center field, Michael Ciani.
That was terrible.
Back. Stay fair. Stay fair. Go fair. I don't believe what I just
What,
saw.
Carey?
Home run.
Just go ahead and read it.
I just like reading the text sometimes.
Just read it.
Are we trying to start a losing streak?
They're keeping it going. Is what Ollie's like, if we're going to do this, we're going to do this right. Crawford, you're in.
They haven't seen nothing yet. Maybe he doesn't think they're playing, and he just decided
line
to.
up out there?
Yeah. Like he was like a big joke or something. He's joking.
That's a wild lineup.
All right.
West.
That's your stupid home runs.
I'm still me, right?
Yeah, it's still you.
I'm going back to Alec Burleson, who was 0 for gopher yesterday.
Is everybody nice and depressed?
I am right now.
Yeah.
Give me
I feel awful.
first game back, off the bench,
Oh, no.
Tommy Pham.
Oh, wow.
I don't hate it.
I hate it either.
Give me Nolan Gorman.
Not a bad pick.
Thank you.
I'm so disappointed in myself yesterday. I missed out on Carp. I was going to go there. Probably should go there again, but give me Mason Wynn.
Okay. All right, so we need a new Beat the Streak contestant, unfortunately. So if you want to play Beat the Streak, BTS, text in BTS to your Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646, and you'll have an opportunity to play Beat the Streak next here in the Fast Lane.
With over 2 decades of family ownership and operation, E&B Granite is St. Louis's trusted name in renovations for your kitchen, your bathroom, and your outdoor living spaces. My friends over at E&B Granite offer an extensive selection of custom countertops, cabinets, and flooring that cater to several diverse tastes. A variety of colors, patterns, styles, all are guaranteed to bring new life to your living spaces. Backed by a skilled team of professional fabricators, installers, and in-house design staff, which, by the way, they do a fantastic job. If you don't know what you're wanting to do, but you're wanting to modernize your home, the in-house design staff do a fantastic job of making sure that you're getting the right styles, the right look, and they have so many different countertops. They walk you through the back area where all the slabs are there in-house, and you can look at it and you can pick out exactly what you want. They do a tremendous job. Did my kitchen, and it was unbelievable, and I highly recommend E&B Granite for any of your kitchen, bathroom, or your outdoor living spaces. When you call them, please tell them Jamie Rivers sent you in. That number is 314-645-9300. Again, that's 314-645-9300, or you can always visit them at enbgranite.com.
I want to hit baseballs.
All of my successes depend on me.
You ready to hit?
The hits just keep on coming. And his first big league hit is a bullet up the middle.
All right, time to play Beat the Streak here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN, and we have Chris, who's our latest contestant. What's up, Chris?
Not much, guys. How are you doing tonight?
We're doing good. What'd you think of the deadline?
Could have been better, but
yeah. Is it one big for you?
no. I mean, it wasn't a reach open for Carlson, but he's down 2 years now, so.
Yeah. All right, fair. All right, here we go. Time to play Beat the Streak. Marsh, what's our latest streaks?
All right, we have. Jamie. Sorry about it. Your streak's over.
Thanks, Burley.
Carey, you have a streak of 6. I have a streak of 4. Anthony has a streak of 2. And we have Chris now and Jamie starting their streaks up tonight.
But not tonight.
So I'm first? Give me Marcus Simeon.
Wow, you said that pretty quick.
Nah, I was just looking at the numbers.
Nice game there for Marcus Simeon last night. All right, Marsh, who's up next?
I am up. I'm going to take Alec Burleson.
Marshy, whatever.
Am I up? Give me This guy, Corey Seager.
Is he good?
Bob's brother.
Bob's brother. Give me Bob Seager's brother. Apparently plays shortstop for the Texas Rangers. His name is Corey. Chris, who's your pick?
Nathaniel Lowe.
Okay, there you go. Losey.
Good old Losey.
And Jamie Rivers.
Wilson Contreras, please.
Okay, there you go. There's Bet the Streak. Hey, Chris, hopefully we talk to you again tomorrow, man. Thanks for playing.
Thanks, guys. You do the same.
All right, man. See ya. There you go. Now it's time for Bet the Board.
Good transition, Marshy. DJ Dirty Elbows back there.
They don't call him the best in the business for nothing, folks.
I don't think anybody says that.
Well, we do.
Careful doing the DJ stuff, Marshy.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to upset Keith Olbermann.
Don't want you canceled, you know?
That undeniable moron. Hey, if you missed the show today, listen to the podcast. Available at 101ESPN.com, your 101 ESPN mobile apps, all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Jamie, you and I typically don't pick unders. And last night was the reason why we don't. I picked the under in a game that I think scored 23 or so runs.
Yeah, it was a tough one for you.
Yeah, at least it was over in the second inning.
Yeah, mine was over in the ninth inning, I believe. But I was at 7, and then some scumbag hit a home run. He put it over.
Some scumbag. All right, Jamie. So this is, you need to win twice, I think, right? I need to just win once to at least tie?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Should I go with another under?
Oh, I think you should, for sure.
I think so, too. Why don't you give me the Los Angeles Dodgers, who are minus 130. Tyler Glasnow is on the hill against San Diego. So give me the Dodgers minus 130 in the money line. Please and thank you.
So I have this game that I have circled. It started off in one direction. Then the Yankees' Garrett Cole got scratched.
Correct.
So now I looked at another direction. But then I just noticed that the total is 10 for that game. That's a big number.
That is a big number.
Which game are you looking at?
That's a huge number.
Oh. I'm going to go with the Phillies just on the money line, minus 150.
Okay.
Was it on me?
Carey Davis.
You took my pick.
Davis.
Give me the, where'd it go? Atlanta Braves, minus 104 versus the Milwaukee Brewers. I'm going to help the Cardinals out tonight.
Okay.
Good job.
Tried it last
Good
night.
job.
Doing your part.
Yeah, no
I'm
doubt.
doing my part.
Way to go, Care.
Got my guy.
Way to go, Care Bear. I got my guy, he says.
Best video room quotes ever. I had my guy.
Don't know what happened to him, but I had my guy.
Throw your teammate.
It's literally without throwing him under the bus, you are.
Yep.
Totally.
That's nice.
I'm just going to take the Cardinals.
Why not?
Why not?
I mean, they had a great deadline.
Yeah, they did.
Ish. And they're red hot, but not really. So,
No.
Yeah, why not?
And,
all right.
Maybe I'll get 2 picks tomorrow.
Maybe. Because of the rain delay? Yeah. Okay, Marsh, what do we got for criticisms and compliments?
We got one from Swan. Great show today, guys. Listened all day. It was a great listen.
Thank you, Swan.
Thank you, Swan.
Appreciate you listening.
Appreciate it.
And being active with us on the old tweet machine.
FedEx Brian, criticisms and compliments. So we had a pre-shift this morning, and the assistant plant manager dropped something. I said, Stalter on the fumble, to which he replied, yes, he did, but remembered legends never die.
That whole conversation happened?
That's incredible.
That is incredible. That's awesome.
From the 314. Your guys' baseball knowledge is awful. Jeez, man. Corey Seager is not related to Bob Seager. Embarrassed for you guys.
Don't worry.
That's hilarious.
He'll be telling somebody that later.
I texted into the fast lane. They thought Bob Seager and Corey Seager were related. But they really are.
Yeah, they are. Distant cousins.
Yep.
From the 636, shame on all of you. Besides Jamie, I'm surprised Janet ain't giving y'all hell.
What did we do?
Yeah, and what did Jamie not do?
I think he just stayed out of the conversation when Marshy was talking about his disappointment and frustration. And you and I were like, yeah, I get it.
Oh, Jamie just did.
I don't think he said anything.
Yeah, he just bowed out of the conversation.
He just didn't say anything.
Yeah.
I highly doubt that.
I don't think you said anything. I think you were just...
You were just there.
Actually, I don't think you said anything because you said, who got traded? And you're like, Garrett Crochet isn't getting traded. It was right around that time, wasn't it?
Carey, I think your memory's foggy.
Probably. Now, you say a lot of things. That, sir, is correct.
I can't remember either, so it's fine.
Jeff Passan reporting that Garrett Crochet will not be dealt at the
That's a
deadline.
funny one, eh, Anthony? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go ahead and get to our 3 stars of the day. I feel like we might have some time to talk about these. So our 3rd star of the day is going to go to the soda machine.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a good deal.
More
Yep,
pop
it's got more
than-
pop than
the Tampa Bay Rays player.
than the average bear. Yeah. Yeah, I like that star. It's a good one.
Our 2nd star of the day goes out to being safe.
Yes. We talked a lot about the Cardinals being safe.
You have to stay safe.
Had a whole conversation about it.
Play safe, boys.
Play it
Be
safe.
safe.
Yep.
Take care.
And our 1st star of the day goes out to Grant Ripper.
Check out the podcast if you don't know who Grant Ripper is.
If you're moving into an apartment and your new roommate's Grant Ripper,
Be careful.
Be careful.
That's an issue. Yeah.
That guy was in jail.
He was. The guy had issues, no doubt. All right. Well, it's been a fun day, guys.
Mm-hmm. DJ
Cardinals.
Patty Cake says Jamie is the poster child of positivity and patience.
Thank you,
Yes, he
DJ
is.
Patty Cakes.
Absolutely.
I don't know
Yeah.
if that's true.
I don't think he cared. In fact, when I asked him flat out, hey, buddy, what do you think of the deadline? Jamie goes, whatever. I don't think that qualifies as patience and positivity.
You know what? I can be a very positive individual. I am not a very patient. I know you find that hard to believe. I'm not very patient at all.
I'm not either.
No.
Well, why be patient?
Yeah.
Well, you're a Cardinal fan. You need to be patient.
I start to, my thermometer goes up and I start to get hot. I'm
Get angry.
Yeah.
What's going on?
It's like that Inside Out movie, the little ball of anger that's a fire on his head. That's kind of what happens.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I
Still
think
working on it.
I think the Cardinals did fine today. Just fine. What grade would you give them, the old Redbirds?
How are we grading them? Balls? Like 5 balls is good?
Yeah, 5 balls.
And 1 ball would be bad.
Very bad.
Obviously.
Yes.
Really bad.
You know what? I think they did a little bit extra here, so I can't go too crazy, but I think I'd give the Cardinals 3 balls.
Okay.
Same.
All right.
I'll go with 4 balls.
Really?
4 balls, yeah.
You think they did that much?
Yeah.
You were all earlier. Now you're
Yeah.
giving them all the balls.
All right, fine. I'll give them 3 balls.
There you go. He already told
3
you you'd be
balls.
persuaded one way or the other.
I'm easily persuaded.
He did. Anthony?
I too give them 3 balls. They got 3 players. They get a ball for each player.
Yes.
We got a text from the 314. We got 3 new players, and someone is still more excited about driving a Zamboni.
This is true. That's our guy Marsh.
You know, though, in fairness to Marsh,
It was fun.
that was a lifelong dream for
It
Marsh.
was. He didn't dream about, bringing back Tommy Pham and Erick Fedde.
No.
Nah, it's fun.
Yeah. He had more fun. Okay, so he had more fun riding that Zamboni.
Yeah.
Technically, not even a Zamboni, right?
It was an Olympia.
Olympia.
There's a
For
song
being
that says,
technical.
I'm going to ride the Zamboni, Carey.
Mm-hmm. You heard it.
Okay.
Instant replays coming up from
Thank you,
6 to
text
7.
line.
Thank you, text line. For whatever you just said to make Jamie and Carey laugh.
We appreciate it.
All right, we got instant replay coming up from 6 to 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. For Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter.